Hello everyone and welcome to the Game Shed with me, Jamie.
And me, Mark. How
There
you
he is.
doing, everyone? It's good to see some people in the stream and the chat and everything else. And as you can see, we've got an absolutely crazy setup going on. Jamie, do you want to explain what you have put together in this template?
Oh my god, don't. It's blown my mind. Hang on, I'm just going to test the volume, 1 second. It sounds like it's working.
Everyone in the
Yes.
chat, do you want to tell us if you can
Right,
hear us all
there
right
we
and
go.
see us all
Yeah,
right?
it seems to be working. So, what we've got going on is over there is Mark. Here is me.
No.
Over
Oh, no, there.
over there is the list of topics we're going to be going through this evening. There's the donation thing
Oh,
just down there. Down there, we're going to be showing you some video clips. Down there, right over there, you've got the chat room. And we've got a live sub counter in the corner there. It took me a while. So let's just have a quick flick through. Johan, Corders, Anna,
he says
and
they can't
Tom,
really hear me. Do I need to turn
Belby.
myself up or go
Hang on, I
closer
can
to the
turn you
mic?
up. I can turn you up.
Turn me up, turn me on, baby.
Right, guys, can you hear Mark now? A bit better?
Am I any better now? Is that better for you, Emprix?
I've turned him up
Oh,
about
everyone wants to
50%.
hear me. They're all saying I'm quiet. They just want to hear me. I don't think that's the case. They want you to mute me, really.
That's it. So yeah, I've turned you up a little
Oh
bit. Let's just
God.
wait for people to
Okay.
let us know what's going on. We've put together a running list of stuff you can see on the left hand side. Is Mark using a Fisher Price mic tonight? Are you using a Fisher Price mic tonight? Yes, you are. He is. He is using the
That
stream
is my
mic.
Fisher Price Turtle Beach mic. Yep.
Still a little
Little
quiet.
quiet still. My God.
Let me turn you up
I
some
mean, I
more.
can.
There you go. How's that, guys?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll have to take it as it comes. I think. I don't think I can do anything else from my end because everything seems all right.
Oh,
All
good.
right, so the people that are in, Stitchy's in,
Stitches in.
Emprix, Richard the Red,
Richie Red.
Johan Randstrom, Belby,
Just dropped
Gemma's
everything.
in, Tom's in. Oh my God, everyone's bloody in. This is great. I'm so happy with you guys for all coming along. This is fantastic.
Mark, can you turn
Yes.
your phone's vibration feature off, please, Mark? It's all I can hear.
Let me just
Sounds like a
let
sex
me
shop
just
in
put the
Amsterdam in here.
people just tweeting, man. People going crazy on tweets. It's not my fault.
Hello, Mr.
I've turned
Ashamed.
it off.
Right.
Ah, Chris is here. Welcome to
Mark's a bit clearer
Nodheads
now.
Anonymous.
Mark's a bit clearer now. Good, good, good.
A
Right.
bit clearer.
Hello, Metro
Okay.
Racer.
All right.
So,
So
Mark, why
someone
aren't you
said
wearing
one thing quickly.
your new headset, mate, that you got for Christmas? Because that would have been exactly the same as mine, because it's the same brand and make and model.
That would have been a very clever thing to do if I'd thought up front. As
This is what I
always,
work with. I
I'm
work
on the
with
back
that.
foot. Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
pillock. That guy is a pillock. Right there, I can point at him and look at him. A pillock.
Someone said they hoped we'd be in the same room. Who was that said that earlier? Yes, we couldn't be in the same room. Things are crazy for us at the moment.
I also
Metro
have.
Racers in.
I also seem to have Ebola AIDS
AIDS.
at the moment. AIDS, just
Yep.
AIDS,
Yep.
straight up AIDS. And Mark don't want to get nowhere near this. So I'm hoping that the. Look at me.
Yep.
I'm cleaning. I've got a little J cloth. I'm cleaning my coaster. Uh, Midstream, just cleaning my coaster because it was a bit grimy. Yeah, we don't
That makes
really
so
want to
much
be
sense.
getting each other ill. So yes,
No, I've had enough of that. He sold the headset. No, I didn't. Not
already,
yet.
already.
The problem is these headphones sound great, headphones wise. It's just the microphone is an absolute pile of shite. So
Whereas
yeah, if you're
these,
looking at the
the,
Cloud X or whatever they're
the
called, don't
sound
bother.
in the Plantronics is phenomenal from the headphones and the microphone. Just here. Everything about this
Ah,
headset is perfect, and you got one for Christmas from your
amazing,
lovely wife, I think,
amazing.
and you're not using it.
I did, I did. It's still in the box. I wanted to do some video on it, but I haven't had a chance. And
There's a shocker.
I will do a video. What a shocker! Yeah, a video.
It's all
What? Oh my God, mind blown.
That's it. That's it. So yeah, how are we going to run through
Right.
this at the moment today? We haven't done a rehearsal or anything. This is we had a
No,
discussion about this about 3 weeks ago,
love
and
ad
now we're
lib.
doing it. Um,
This
we're
is as organised as I get. I'm not going to show you what's on the sheet, but that's
yeah,
literally as organised
we've
as I get.
those topics just over there are what we've discussed,
Uh,
and we've got a number of ideas each. We haven't discussed with each other what our favourite games of 2016, worst games, etc., are. We haven't talked to each other about this, but we're just going to run through it. We're going to show you some clips down there.
yeah.
We're also going to show some clips in this thing here. We're going to be going through some of
Yes.
our videos on YouTube and doing some
Mm.
reactions to that, which will be funny, won't it?
All right. Well, I suppose to start off with, 2016 is almost over. We are on the brink of 2017, which is crazy. This year's gone really quick, actually. I started a new job, and it has taken up my life. It's been mental. Jamie has had the opposite happen to him,
Sorry, I was playing the
and
violin there. Yeah, yes.
lost the job. So I'll play the smallest violin for
Yeah, I
you.
was I was already I
Right
was
here.
rocking. I think I
He
even said
lost
to
it.
you at the
Lost
beginning
it
of the year,
somewhere in
why do you
the cupboard.
change jobs so frequently? Just stick in a fucking job. I've had
Yeah.
a job for 12 years,
Mm.
same job, happy days, cushty bushty. Suddenly, bang, here, have some redundancy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that was what, 7 months ago now, and yeah,
Yeah.
start a brand new job next week, and
Yeah.
exciting times, exciting times. That's
I
my
bet you can't
breakdancing
wait to be
on
getting out
camera.
of bed early in the morning.
I
Oh,
don't
you get
mind
out of
getting
bed
out of
early in
bed.
the morning
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm
don't
fine.
you?
I'm fine. So Chris says, "Cheer up, Jamie, you miserable C." That's
Oh,
nice.
thanks, Chris.
That's nice, isn't it? Um,
As
so
always,
yeah, crazy year. We haven't
eloquent.
done as much gaming-wise or with this channel, or in fact, this channel was
Mm.
slightly evolved this year. But let's talk channel talk later. Okay, I think we should get
Yes, let's
cracking
do that.
straight on with the running list. Best games of 2016, I say.
I've,
Now,
I've,
go on.
I've only just realised, sorry, that my cat is right behind me. I didn't realise. I think someone mentioned it in the chat.
Any old
She's
excuse to
just
get your
like
pussy on
dead
camera.
there. Sorry, best games of 2016, as you were. Sorry
Now, I
to
think
interrupt.
we briefly discussed via text to... Hello, Cole Woodlin,
Mm.
smile, Jamie.
Oh, yes. You have a
We've...
cute cat, Mark.
That's why the
I do.
cap's there, to hide the
You
frown
said
line, so I
cat.
look a bit
You
friendlier.
said cat, right?
Um, so, right. I think we spoke of choosing our top 3 games of 2016 each. And I've done that. I've
Ooh,
just picked 3, but I've made
3.
some other notes. That's what you
Oh.
said to me, Mark. How many did you pick?
Kind of picked 5 with a honourable mention.
Okay.
So
Well, I've
I've
got...
got 6. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to whittle those down
I've got
right now.
3.
I
I've
can do
got
that.
2 honourable mentions and biggest letdowns and overrateds. So we can just talk about. Let's talk about
Okay.
just best games. I'll talk about my best 3 and my honourable mentions. But you go first, and I'll
Okay.
let me try and bring up some video footage. Now this should work. I should be able to do this. I don't know, but yeah. Tell me your first game of 2016.
Well, I think the most obvious one, which we're both going to say in our lists, which I've enjoyed in the small time I've played it immensely, is Overwatch,
Right.
which is an absolutely awesome game. And
Okay.
I actually really enjoyed playing it. It's like first-person shooters I don't really play very often, but when I've played that, that honestly is a fantastic game, and I really enjoyed it. So I know for a fact that's gonna be on your list, and you love that. Is it?
Well, let's
I
talk
said I know
about
for a fact.
my game. You know, my games in a bit. If you look down there, you
All
can
right,
see
all
the
right,
games
all
we're
right.
talking about. Just down there, you can see there's some Overwatch
Oh, look at
footage.
that.
So look at this. He's a good director. This boy is Jamie. So what did you
Look at
enjoy
that.
about
Very,
Overwatch?
very good. I think for me, I don't really do too well in the sort of stealthy type first-person shooters, and I don't really class Overwatch as anywhere near stealthy personally. The way I play it, anyway, you can play it like that, but the fact that you can just charge in, go shooting, go crazy, have fun, piss about, join all your mates, and make a team, and all that kind of stuff really rang true for me because I'm not really into games where I have to spend a lot of time playing them and getting really good at them.
Yeah.
And that's the type of game that you can do either way. You can spend shitloads of time, get really fucking good at it, or you can just pile drive in
I
and
think
just
I
have a
think what you're
laugh. Do you
saying
know what I mean?
is
And that's
accessibility is the key to Overwatch's success.
yeah,
Yeah, it really,
yes,
really is a phenomenal
definitely,
game.
definitely.
Obviously, I've got some things to say about this, but I'm not going to at the moment because for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
But yeah, you joined us on one or two games one evening on a stream, and I seem to
I
remember
did.
you getting
Yeah,
very
yeah,
bloody
yeah,
good with I think it was Junkrat.
yeah. Mm, yeah. No, to be honest, I've played maybe about I don't know 8 hours altogether,
That's
if
quite good for
that,
you. That's
and
quite good for you.
that's quite a lot for me. So to be honest, it is the most fun first-person shooter I've played in a long time. I think
Okay.
that's probably the easiest way to put it.
Mm.
And it's there's a lot of characters and there's a lot of different types of characters and um, even though I stuck to one and I have stuck to one pretty much every time I've played it,
Okay.
it's a good laugh. It's a good
There's
laugh.
plenty
So
new characters
yeah,
now as well. Loads more new ones since you
hmm
probably last played. But phenomenal
yeah,
game.
yeah. I
I
need to
think
check it out again. It's been a few
accessibility is the
weeks.
key to its success. Really, it does appeal to
Mm,
hardcore
mm,
FPS fans um, and newbies alike, really, and
yeah,
people
yeah.
like you colourblind fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, okay, that's your first game. What is your second game of 2016?
um. Okay,
This is going to
I have a
anger me. I know
couple
one
of
of
sort of
these.
controversials in it.
One of these is going to anger me, at least one of them, and I'm going to hate you as a human. Hello, by the way, to anyone
I'm
who's
gonna
just
say
joined.
I'm gonna.
For example, Gashead Steve, welcome, mate. Hope you're doing good. Ben A as well.
Hey,
We got a load of new people slapped in or slipped in,
yeah,
including Firefight. So go
slipped
on,
in.
Mark. What's your second game?
My second game, I'm not gonna anger you with, but it's a little bit controversial. So,
Okay.
Batman Arkham VR
Okay.
is a game that is stupidly short,
Yeah.
annoyingly short, but it is the perfect tech demo for VR. And I think they showed off so many different parts of PSVR, especially, and things that you can do with PSVR
Yeah.
within that very short hour game. That it really appealed to me. I love playing it. I really had a. I mean, on the stream, I had a right laugh playing it, even though I was a complete cock. But it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. And I know everyone that has played on my PSVR has done the standard sort of bullshit that you do. So around the deep sea diving and
Yeah. Yeah.
these sorts of things that are kind of like the intros to VR. But then the perfect second game to play is Batman because there's things within that really immerse you. The immersion in that game is
Well,
fantastic,
I
and
liked.
the idea of actually put the bat suit on and everything.
I haven't actually played it, but my resounding memory of your stream was you playing the piano in that game,
Oh my god.
jabbing your bat fingers on the piano.
My brother-in-law jumped on it and I showed him the piano bit and he started playing Rugrats.
Oh, actually, he's playing Rugrats. Epic.
Yeah, it's actually I was just like banging the keys. I'm not a fucking piano player, but
Weren't you playing
it's
chopsticks? I think
quite
you were.
interesting to see people's reaction to the piano.
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
I did the only song I know how to play on the piano.
I can play one song on
But
piano, and that is
I thought it was great.
I could play EastEnders theme tune. That's about it.
Right, okay. Everyone seems to have one song, don't they, that they
That's
can
it.
play. For
Yeah.
most people, it's chopsticks, but then others have random things. But anyway, um, yeah. So Batman, I'm putting in there,
Okay.
even though some people will look at it and go, "No, you can't do that because it's so short," or whatever else. But I think it was just the perfect VR game. I mean, I've played a lot of VR games. I played Battlezone. I've played a whole load of others. And Battlezone was a bit, it was just a bit tedious, if I'm honest. It was just very samey. There
Okay.
wasn't much more to it than
I
the basics.
I would have thought you'd have picked
Um,
Wind.
right.
Anyway, look, I don't know what you're gonna be picking for the rest of your games, but I've noticed my camera slowing down a bit. It's probably because I'm trying to do 1,000 things on my thing. So hopefully you guys can still keep up with the stream and everything's still running. It's just my
Uh,
webcam that's slowing down a little bit here and there. Okay, your next game?
Right. Okay. So seeing as you've changed it to three,
No, no, crack on. As I said, I've got
you didn't
honourable
change it.
mentions. I've got
We said
honourable
it as
mentions.
three. We said it as three.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Zelda Twilight Princess on the Wii U, which was almost like the final hurrah. Uh, it wasn't, but for me it is because they didn't really release any other games on the Wii U this year of any real note. I mean, there was Star Fox and things like that, which were terrible. But for me, that was the only game that I actually got any playtime with and actually really enjoyed it. I thought they'd done a fantastic job of remastering that. It looks absolutely stunning on the Wii U. And it's Twilight Princess is an amazing game, and it was an amazing game. It still is. You know, all those Zelda games, Ocarina of Time, and all those sort of 3D Zelda games are fantastic. So
Mm.
Twilight Princess for me was amazing to have on there. Paper Mario Color Splash Woodlands just said I would put that in there, but I got a bit bored of it if I'm honest.
Whoa,
So
hang on.
for me,
Mark got
Twilight.
got. Oh no, not a Nintendo game that Mark got bored of. Surely not.
Oh, there's
It's
I've got a
it's
few of
Paper
those. I've
Mario,
got a
man.
few of
It's
those.
Paper Mario. Paper Mario is an
This
absolute
year, I mean,
classic.
it was great. Paper Mario is great. It could have gone in here easily, and actually, it's on my list, but it was further down. Um, just the nostalgia from playing Twilight Princess, and even though it's not that old of a game, it is still nostalgic, and it was just so beautifully remastered. I thought, you know what, this is just amazing. So that really hit home to me, and I enjoyed it, and it made it into my. I've got six, but it made it into the three. Do
Okay.
you want me to give you my honourable mentions at
Yeah,
this
you
stage?
you might as well because unless you want to carry on with if you think they're your three favourite games this year, then keep it at that and just talk through your honourable mentions. Or if you can't decide about your three and you need to tell me three more, then crack
Mm.
on.
Well, I suppose for those of you lot who know me and have spoken to me and whatever else, I don't play that many games. It's kind of annoying how little time I get to play games, but when I do, I try and play games that I know I like or I've played before because then at least I know I'm not jumping into something new. But it's difficult because you can't always just rely on retro games. You can't always rely on games that you've played and you've enjoyed in the past. You have to play new games. You have to see what's good and out there. I'd love to play more of Uncharted 4. I've played about, I don't know, an hour of that. I can't put that in here because honestly, I haven't played enough of it. I would love to play. What's it called? There's a few others. There's a few other really obvious ones out there, massively obvious games that have come out this year that I haven't played. I haven't played Doom. Do you know what I mean? I haven't played a load of other games that guaranteed, if I played them, I'd enjoy them.
Hmm.
But I just haven't had the time, and I haven't bought them. So that helps. You know what I mean? So I'm sticking with those for the moment, but I'm adding in there as my honourable mentions Hitman, which I started playing recently, and that was off the back of the Square Enix sale for Christmas. I haven't played enough of it yet to put it in here again. It's another one of those, but I love it, and what I've played of it so far is so much fun, and it's my type of game. I don't know why, but it just really hits home for me, and I've just loved every minute of playing it. So that's a brilliant game. Star Fox Guard is the bonus game that came with Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
Very odd little game. I haven't played that much of it, but what I played of it with my son and whatever, it was great fun. And so I can't put Star Fox Zero in there because that was pretty shit. But Star Fox Guard, the B side almost,
Yeah. Yeah.
was great. Really good add-on to that game. And I'd say my final one, which you are going to fucking hate, which I've probably spent
Pokemon
the
Go.
most
I'm
time
calling
on
it.
out of everything, is
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
That's all I can
And
give
I'd
you.
love to hear reactions from people in the chat, your feelings about Pokemon Go. It's one of those things that has just become a total addiction now for me and my whole family. It's not just me, and so what we've ended up doing is logging into my secondary device, and for my son, and he plays on that. So we've all got accounts, and we all, when we're out and about, we play it, and it's honestly become such an addiction. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Right. Well,
So
Chris
that
Ashank
is
is
right
saying
up
it's
there.
just you, Mark.
It's just me. Okay, no one else gives a fuck. Pokemon Go
Pokemon
was a
Go
cool
was a
idea.
cool idea. Pokemon Go, really?
Go
Oh
back.
my god, yeah, you're getting cussed for this, Mark. Very, very, very bad. Very bad taste.
No,
Um,
no one's done anything on mobile. I mean, even Mario Run for me it's all right. It's a bit of fun. You can play it here and there, sitting on the bog or whatever. But no one's done anything to really get people out there, get people playing a game when they're out and about that much as they have with Pokemon Go. And there's a huge community. It's unbelievable how big the community is with that game. It's sweet that it's a game you play with a family, but really.
I'd like to see the actual numbers, the drop off from week 1 onwards. I guarantee it was huge drop off, absolutely huge.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, there was
I
maximum
think
of a
Mario Run will
week.
have that. Yeah, I
Mobile
think
games
Mario Run
just
will have that drop off.
they need to stop putting money into mobile games. They're throwaway games. They're games you have to play on the underground or somewhere like that.
Mm.
They you know. That's about it, really, as far as I'm concerned. They're all
Yeah,
chuck
yeah.
away
But
crap.
you
Mm.
honestly wouldn't believe how many times we've been out and about and we've seen something quite rare and we've gone to find it and we're standing there catching it. So there's me and my family. Um, and then other people come along and they're looking for the same thing. And you find we had one time where it was today actually when we were up in town today, and there was a really rare one came up, and we're standing there catching it, and someone else came along, and then someone else came along, and it's just you never would talk to these people ever in real life, but you end up talking to people randomly about Pokemon. It's hilarious.
Nope,
So
not for
it
me.
does it's honestly you wouldn't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Pokemon Go was big, but it was not good. When people are out in public, we are safer. People on the street make for safer communities. Belby says, unless they are drunk and shouting outside your house at 3 a.m. Richard says. So reactions to Pokemon are bad. Pokemon Go, sorry. But honestly, that's just it's just sapped my time when I'm out. But that doesn't affect my gaming time because I'm not going to play it when I'm at home. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So
That's because you've
there
got
you
no
go.
Pokemon around your house, have you, Mark?
It's fuck all. Bloody Rattatas and Weedles and
That's it, mate.
Pidgeys. That's it in my house.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
it.
Mm.
Okay. Any
So there
others
you
you want
go.
to mention, or is that your lot for the year?
My Oh, it's a bit. I mean, there's loads of games. There's tons of them, but I just don't feel like I've played them enough or have played them. Like I'd love to play Dead Rising, the new one,
Hmm.
because I love Dead Rising 3. It was great fun. I spent hours on that, but I haven't got round to it yet. So there is a lot of good games in 2016. I don't think I'm really a very good measuring stick at all. So I'd like to hear your ones because I think you've spent a shitload more time gaming than I
Oh yes.
have.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, we'll start it off very obviously with a game I picked up very, very recently, and here it is. It's down below, just there, and I'd say this was my third favourite game of the year. It is Stardew Valley. It is the top-down
Ah,
Zelda-esque pixel art farming simulator of sorts, with a
yeah,
cutesy story, a nice village. It's everything about it is balanced. It's fun. Now there are other farming
yeah.
type games, for example, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, things like Viva Pinata, all of which I would
Mm.
happily stand up and tell you are shit, are not for me. However, this balances everything perfectly. Wickedly comical story, some adult undertones in there, just charming, lovely. Nothing feels like a chore. The art is amazing. It's just an absolutely cracking game at a cracking price as well,
Mm.
about £11. And allegedly, so I've been told by Tom in our chat room, our moderator Tom, it was made by
Mm.
one person. It is stunning.
Really?
Mm.
Wow. It's had amazing rave reviews
Mm.
from what I've read.
Honest to God,
And
it
obviously saw
just
you play it.
those of you out there, and there are not, maybe not you guys in here in the chat room, but there are a huge proportion of people who call themselves gamers who would instantly say it's got shit graphics, it's a shit game. And to those
Mm.
people, I would just tell you, you are quite simply idiotic. This, hands down, I have played hundreds of games that were released this year, and this, hands down,
Yeah.
is in my top three. In fact, it's third in my top three. It is stunning. beautiful, great game. Brilliant fun to play. You can take it as fast or as slow as you like. It's just a wonderful, wonderful game. Yeah,
It's the kind of
that's
game
my
that
number 3.
graphics really don't matter, isn't it?
It doesn't matter in the slightest bit. It's just
No.
amazing. You just want to know what's happening from day to day. You want to go and talk to everyone in the village. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Hello, Callum, by the way, just jumped in. Everyone else who's just jumped in
Cameron as well.
Punisher, I didn't say hello to you. Joe Stitch, hello, mate. Tons of you. Thank you for getting busy in the chat room, and
I think Steve's disappeared.
feel free to
Someone
just
else has
leave
disappeared,
your
but
comments about the games we are discussing, and in a minute we'll open it up and ask you guys if you think we've left anything out or what not. Hello, Chris, as well, Chris K. Right, so Mr. Shanked says it's almost as good as Harvest Moon on the GameCube. Harvest Moon on the GameCube? Animal Crossing on the GameCube?
Yeah, that
I've never played a Harvest Moon game, to be fair. But
it got amazing reviews again. It's a game I haven't played.
okay. Well, yes, that is my number 3. So I'm going to bring up my number 2. Hang on, if I can spell right. I've got to bring up the actual video. 1 second. And here it comes.
So Stardew Valley only came out a little while ago, didn't it? It was only a month ago?
I think it's been out a bit longer on Steam, in all fairness. It's a pretty new game. Here is my number 2. And my God, this was a tough decision whether I was going to put this at number 2 or number 1. It is Inside from the creators of Limbo, as you can see. Absolutely mind-blowingly good. Really, really, really good. This will have you hooked. Absolutely hooked. What a stunning bit of art. Great gameplay. It's a thrill ride the whole way along.
Nice. I mean, I've seen you play it, and I've seen videos of it, and it looks gorgeous. I love that graphical style.
It's just
absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. Every time it comes up on in trailers and in gameplay videos, snippets and whatnot, my wife always says, "Oh my God, I need to play that game," and it's just, oh my God, it's so good. Oh, hello, I've screwed that up. So yeah, that was my number 2. Now there is no surprise for my number 1. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, we've got a bit of a delay, haven't we? I have to take note of that. Stitchy said Inside was like confusing but beautiful. So it did seem like one of those games that you'd have to spend quite a lot of time with it. Am I right?
You don't have to spend that much time, but it will have you hooked until the very end to try and decipher what is happening. And then at the end, it might not give you all of the answers that you were looking for. That kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's a bit of a head fuck, as it were, but it's absolutely Braziliant. It's absolutely Brazilian.
Brazilian. I like that.
I don't know what that means, but I just made that up. Right, well, anyone who's a regular to the Game Shed will know what my number 1 is. I don't even need to announce it. Here it is. It is by Blizzard Entertainment. Mark has already mentioned it. You've seen me play this for hours and hours and hours. And in fact, I didn't even need to. The moment I first played this, I knew it was my game of the year. And right up until now, it's still my game of the year. Nothing comes close to it. Nothing even remotely gets near it. It's incredible. It's Overwatch, obviously. And for the reasons we've mentioned, I would consider myself a bit of an FPS nut. I try and obtain myself all FPSs that I can and pump hours and hours and hours into them. And this, it was a delight from the first moment. And you could feel like a boss from your very first game right up to the thousands of hours that I've pumped into it. I still feel like a boss. Some games I feel more boss-like than others. It's the ultimate team game as well. If you're communicating with a team of buddies, you can dominate the shit out of this. And it's just about knowing what characters, all the different characters have different abilities, what ones work with other characters, and the balance that Blizzard have pumped into this game is phenomenal. I've not felt a game as balanced as this. It's just incredible.
They've smashed it. absolutely smashed it with that game.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I really want my wife to get into this game, but she hasn't even touched it. She loves FPSs. In fact, right now she's playing Modern Warfare Remastered next door, and she just doesn't want to
If you
touch
if
it.
you if you tell her that I managed to play it, then she might be quite happy playing it.
Mm. Yeah, maybe.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I can't wait to see what other things come out from it. One of the things that sold it to me before it even came out was the fact that Blizzard said, we're going to release loads of DLC and you're not going to have to pay a penny for any of it. It's all free. I
Yeah,
was like, really? But why? If
that
it's a
was
good
my
game, everyone's going to buy
yeah,
your shit. Okay, we'll see
yeah.
about that. And it was just incredible. I would happily pay for DLC for this game. But yeah, there you go.
Mm.
That is my top 3 games of the year. However, I do have some honourable mentions. Now, I don't
Go for
know.
it.
Do you think you could guess anything?
Well, I think there's a driving game in there
Could well be.
for me. Has to be a driving game. Outside of that, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Well, funny you should say that, but there is a driving game in there. And here is that driving game. It is
Waiting with bated breath.
F1 2016. I
Oh, nice.
bloody
Actually, there might
love
be two
this.
driving games in there.
No, I no. If we'd have done
Okay.
this video this time tomorrow or the day after, there might have been 2 driving games in it because
Right.
one new driving game is arriving at my house tomorrow, and that's Forza Horizon 3. I haven't played that yet though, so I can't count that. However, the huge difference that they've spun with 2015 F1 and
Mm.
2016, it's just they've so drastically improved the F1 gaming franchise that it just feels like a complete. It doesn't feel like a seasonal thing. It feels like a completely
Mm.
refreshed game. It's incredible with a steering wheel. It's incredible with a controller. It's incredible on the PC. It's incredible on the PlayStation 4. I just love the game.
Mm.
It's wonderful AI, a great career mode. It's fast. It's brutal. It's long. It's challenging. It's just all the great things that a racing game should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
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 And I've got one other honourable mention. So let me just bring this puppy up and let me just check what it is. Oh yes, there's probably no surprise here. Hang on. Right.
There's quite a few games getting questioned in the chat, like why
Okay.
haven't we done this? But we'll come on to that after you've done your last
Okay.
honourable mention.
Well, here is my last one. Bosch. Can you guess what it is? That's right. It is Battlefield 1. And
Battlefield
just
1.
because we had an epic team of viewers and
Yeah.
friends of the game shed for about a
Mm.
good couple of weeks just solidly playing this as a squad, running around having an absolute
Yeah.
riot. This is a great team game. It's stunning. The mechanics really different from every other first-person shooter that's come out recently, which is all exosuits and everything. And it was just refreshing
Oh
to
yeah.
get your boots on the ground and have some proper carnage. Warfare.
Another very accessible game, I found,
Yeah, yeah. How much did you play of it?
in multiplayer. Probably about 5 or 6 hours. Not anything major, but what I played, I really enjoyed, and I didn't feel overwhelmed by it. And I've played Battlefield 4 quite a lot. I probably sort of played a lot more of that than Battlefield 1, but very accessible. You could just join in and have a piss about. Do you know what I mean? It was good fun. Jumping in tanks and planes and all the other stuff that you can do. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. It's a
It's
very
one
good
of the
shout.
best looking games, multiplayer games at the moment as
Mm.
well. It's just absolutely stunning. The things they do with that engine are just incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And yeah, so they are my picks of 2016. Now,
So
go on.
on the chat, sorry, we've had a couple of queries for
Mm,
games. Gingerbread Legs says, "I predict Forza is your number one." So
mm.
Forza didn't come up for you. It's
Forza
an interesting one.
6, that didn't come out this year. That came out last year. That's wicked. I was playing that just before this stream. Love the game. It's a brilliant racer. Didn't come out
That
this
makes
year.
sense.
Forza Horizon 3 did, and I haven't played that yet, and I should be playing that tomorrow.
That's what Punisher Elite said as well. Not Forza Horizon 3, surprised. So that is a game that you have just got, right?
Yep. Thank you, Tom, in the comment section, who actually linked me to a nice cheap version of that.
Oh, beautiful. Nice. Can't complain about that. There's a few others in there that were questioned. There's one that I'm not going to mention. I'm just going to stick in the chat just for you to see, Jamie, which I'm sure we will get onto
I haven't got
somehow.
that window open.
Oh, okay. All right. So basically, I think if you're at the end of your list, I think we can have a best of the worst mention.
What do you mean best of the worst?
So this is a game that you have put probably the most amount of time into. I've put a shed load of time into.
Oh, you mean good games that are
and
getting bad press, or games that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, has had awful press,
Mm-hmm.
but the game has actually stepped up towards the end of 2016, and that game is No Man's Sky, the game that was absolutely pummeled in the press and by everyone.
It's good that you've mentioned that, because it's in none of my lists, and there is a reason for it not being in any of my lists. Notice we haven't come on to worst games yet. It's not even going to be on there, because I don't believe it should be on there. It's not a terrible game. It's a decent game. It's not a great game. It's a decent game, and there is hours and hours worth of content. It's not for everybody, but it is for a lot of people. And yes, maybe if we'd have done this before the latest patch came out, I might have said it was a bit shitter. Definitely not one of my worst games, but a lot shitter than the Foundations update. But the Foundations update has added a shitload more gameplay into it. I still don't believe it's a great game, but it's no longer a terrible game.
It's kind of middle road, isn't it, at this point? It was down here. Just sort of bordering on being a bad game, and then it's kind of raised its game in the second half of 2016, or last quarter of 2016. It's really jumped up a notch. There's still a shitload that they can do with the game, and I really hope they do, but it got such bad press that anyone that hears that you've been playing it, I don't know if you've had this, anyone that hears you've been playing it, why the hell are you playing that crap game? Do you know what I mean? And people that haven't even played it, and people that have never given it any time,
casting judgment instantly.
Just caned it, instantly. So it's to do with the how they brought the game out mainly, and how they marketed
100%
at that point. Absolutely horrendous marketing.
I think Sean was a bit of a yes man, in all fairness, and every time he got asked things in interviews, he was like, yep. Oh shit, fuck, oh no, it's going to be released in a couple of days, oh fuck, oopsie. So it's definitely worth mentioning it. It was one of the biggest gaming controversies this year, but not a good game, not a terrible game, just a game. There's a lot shitter games, and I can't wait to discuss those in a bit.
My cat is licking herself somewhere. She should.
Right up her bumhole.
Oh, she's not. She's licking her stomach now. I had to cover that up for a second.
Hello, Potato
I didn't
Man.
realise she was there.
Hello,
anyway.
X-Slasher.
Yep, there you go. I was going to say X-Slasher needs a mention. He's desperate for it. So Sean was a bit of a C man, Tom says.
Not a yes man. I'm just going to seal up my faucet so I can launch it. There you go. Go on.
I mean, I had fun with it. I think if it had come out the way it is now, back then, I think there wouldn't have been so much bad press around it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and so I think I probably would have played it some more, actually, at the time as well. So I enjoyed what I played of it, and you would have seen that on the streams and stuff. I had a laugh with it, and got quite into it. I got a bit frustrated at times. It was a bit confusing with
your eyeballs.
Stuff, but I think... What about them?
They didn't work on survival, did they?
Christ, no. I didn't want to mention survival.
Survival's a good mode. It's a good mode. It adds a whole
Yeah.
lot more to the game, but it's
Yeah.
just, boy, yeah, fuck. Just no.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Metro Racers made a good point. We did get a shitload of subscribers out of
Yeah, I was going to say,
NMS.
because Tom
Yeah.
also mentioned that.
Very true.
Another reason, if you'd have asked us our opinions on No Man's Sky without it doing to our channel what it did, would our opinions of it be the same? I'm not entirely sure, I might have played it for 10 to 20 hours, then I might have stopped and I might have just brushed the game off completely. However, um, it's we kind of owe a little bit of gratitude to No Man's Sky because it did our channel the world of good, like a redonkulous amount of good, and we can only be thankful for it, which is
Yes, you
weird.
became a household name because of that game.
Indeed, a household name. A household name. Although Machinima haven't come knocking on my door. Not Machinima. What are they called? Watch Mojo haven't come knocking on my door asking to borrow clips or something. But, yes.
Yes, top 10 rages of 2016 is
you know what?
Mark with brown spikes.
See, we got some absolutely classic footage out of No Man's Sky. Some classic bits of gameplay, some classic bits of TGS history. So I'm thankful the game came out, and I'm thankful we both bought it, and we bought into the hype, and we benefited from it. Not everyone did though, so these kids who lived and breathed off that game and all the publicity leading up to the launch, they spent their hard-earned pocket money and were deceived effectively. So I can understand the butthurtness of the game, and there's no taking it away.
I hope those people are enjoying the game now, though. Do you know what I mean? I hope that they've played it again, maybe after seeing people streaming it or playing it on videos or whatever. They've kind of just a tiny bit redeemed themselves, but nobody's really noticed. I think that's the problem now.
That's it.
No Man's Sky.
It kind of slipped by, and loads more goodness has come out since then. So I don't know. It's had its day, I think.
Tom's thankful for all the people he got to ban.
On the very first No Man's Sky stream, I remember Luke and Stitchy banned over 100 people. 100 people on my first No Man's Sky stream. Madness.
Absolutely mental.
There you go. Shall we move on to worst games of 2016?
Indeed.
Right.
So shall I
exciting one.
Kick off this segment?
Yeah, you do that, and I'll get your videos ready, I suppose.
So the first game I'd like to mention is a football game. I think
Jamie you bastard!
Predict
I'm going to type it in already.
Have you put it in there? He knows what it is. I don't even need to say the name of it.
Right, hang on.
I'm gonna wait.
Right, we don't know each other's picks, by the way, but I'm gonna go with this, and if not. If it's not his actual game, then I will take over because it is in mine, oddly. Is this the video I'm looking for? Yes, it is. Here we go. Here it is. Start game. Oh, it's a retro. It's a retro. Nearly 30 years ago. Go on, Mark.
The game in question is Kickoff Revival, and it was a horrible revival. Oh, God.
The worst revival.
What a horrible game to come back to after 30 years. I thought to myself, I really want to enjoy this because I really enjoyed the original back in the day. That was a long time ago that I played that. I mean, that was probably... Malk's in. Malk, how you doing?
Hello, Malk, mate.
20 odd years ago I played that, and I mean, it really has not aged well. I don't know why they've bothered sticking with the one button system. It's a football game, for Christ's sake. I mean, nowadays we have more than one button. That was my starting annoyance, and I thought, okay, you're trying to kind of stick with the way
nostalgia,
it was.
The nostalgia.
It almost felt like they'd just taken the game and just dumped it exactly how it was, and they kind of stripped stuff from it and made it worse. I just don't know how. I don't know how they managed it. Dino, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but you've dropped a clanger there.
You're
a real clanger. I don't know how many of you in the chat have played it. You're a wanker.
I'm just gonna have to
I
say,
don't know how
Mark,
many of you in the chat.
just
Yeah.
because you've mentioned this as your number three, this is also my number three worst game of 2016. It is my third most hated game this year. It is fucking
Yeah.
abysmal. It is, and I'm going to say
Yeah.
that I purchased this the same day
Oh, did you?
You got sent it for free. I
Uh,
purchased it
oh,
with the thought of us who could play this online together. I played it for about 20
yeah.
minutes. I've never played it since. It is so bad. The community around this
Yeah.
game are just slaughtering it and have done since the beginning,
Mm,
calling Dino Dini all kinds of names. It's terrible.
yeah.
Tom has just said I'm going to go and
I.
stick Sensi on my Xbox. Stick with Sensi. Sensi is always good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. I even went on one of Dino's live streams. I don't know if you ever saw those. He did live streams of him talking and coding the game further and other bull, bullshit like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
I just kind of I thought I'll watch it. I'll chat to the guy a bit. He didn't respond to a single chat message that I put up, and
Does
he
he not
wasn't
know who
responding
you
to
are?
anyone else in the chat.
Does he not know who you are?
He's that twat that can't see colours, yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah, no, he wasn't responding to anyone, and it really kind of, I was like, what's going on here? You can't, I don't think you can really get away with live streaming without chatting to people who are there,
No,
unless
exactly.
you've got 20,000 people watching,
Mm.
and then you struggle because it's really difficult to keep up with that kind of
We
chat.
regularly have
Like you had in
20,000.
the famous No Man's Sky stream that
Yeah.
had, what was it, a couple of thousand or something stupid.
I think it was like two
It's
and a half or
impossible to
something.
keep up with.
Yeah. Yes, that is
It's
honest
meant
to
to,
God.
oh, sorry, I got it wrong.
It's a
I
broken.
undersold it there.
It's an absolutely broken game. It's terrible. That's both of our number threes. So good pick, Mark. I thought you would
Yeah,
leave that one out, and I've got a
Dino's
cheeky
going to
suspicion.
be angry now.
I'd very much like you to pick one particular game. I don't know if you're going to, so I'm going to need
Mm.
to remember the name of that game. And if you do, props to you. But I will let you do your number two, and then I'll do my number two, just so it flows.
Okay, okay. So this game was another kind of revival type game. It was trying to remake an old classic in new form and giving it a new name, basically.
Okay.
It was Mighty Number Nine, and that
Oh,
came out this year and was. Oh, I bought into it. I bought it on the Wii U, and I was yuck. Yeah, horrible game. I didn't enjoy it at all. That was this year. I'm very convinced of it.
I think it was
You
this
can
year.
tell me otherwise.
I think it was this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your comment, Malk.
I
By the way.
really, I was desperate for that to be amazing, and I remember we played a really, it was a really early version of it, didn't we? At
At EGX
EGX, I think it was
2015.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the game that bricked Wii U's, yeah. And it was poor at EGX, and
I
I was
remember
like, oh
you
god, what
saying.
is this? I
I
can't.
remember you saying at EGX 2015 to me,
Mm,
"This is shit," and I was telling you, "No, no, no, it's good, man. Just give it a chance. It's not ready
mm,
yet." And
mm.
oddly, you ended up buying it, and I didn't, and you ended up hating it, which is strange because you usually buy into this kind of thing, and you did, and
Mm.
ended up regretting it.
I just couldn't stand the I don't know, the control mechanisms are shit. I thought graphically it'd be better. I know it was on the Wii U, but it's not exactly a graphically heavy game.
Mm,
So you'd think they'd. I've seen Wii U games that are beautiful. Do you know what I mean? There's no doubt in my mind that that console can handle a lot more than what people think it can handle. And even looking at Mario Kart 8 and other games like that, they're absolutely stunning. There's no way that game couldn't have been more beautiful. The gameplay was sluggish, as Chris Ashank has said, it was far too sluggish for a Mega Man type game. Yep, very true. I was just dull. I was just bored. I was bored playing it. So that's my number two.
Oh wow, mighty number two then. Okay,
Yeah.
And my number
Yeah.
two,
Mighty number poo.
Mighty Number Poo. Right, here we go. Let me try and find a little trailer for this. This is a cracker. Um, you're not going to be able to guess this. You wouldn't have seen me play this on the channel, and there's a reason for that. And that reason is, oh fuck me, I've put in the wrong thing. It is because it's absolute dog shit, and I didn't want to stream it. Hang on, it's just going to take me a moment. And yes, it is a racing game, funnily enough, and I hate it.
Wow.
Here's a weird one. Right, here it is.
Hmm.
Bosh. Let's just wait for this video to queue up. It's Moto Racer 4. Looks quite nice in the trailer. It's not. It's unplayable. The handling is crap. There's no originality. They've taken bits from other racing games. It's not fun. It's meant to be an arcade racer. It's shit. It feels like maybe mid PlayStation 2 generation. This is meant to be a current gen game. It's not fun. The reward progression, the upgrade abilities and stuff, I mean, it's crap. When a trailer states that there's traffic on the road, which this trailer does, that's not a feature. That's a given that there's traffic on the road in a road racing game. It actually states that there is oncoming traffic and stuff. How are you going to call that a fucking feature of your game? It is challenge your friends, split screen mode, and up to 10 online. It's a bad game, and it's a shame. It really is a shame because I like what P-Cube are trying to push out there. Avoid traffic, there it is. But no, they published a wrong one here. They signed up a wrong one, and it's a bad game. It's just a very bad game, unfortunately, and it just shows it. I'd tell you all to avoid that game. Go and get Ride 2. Ride 2 is about the same cost at the moment, and that is a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this?
Yeah.
No?
You streamed that, didn't you, Ride 2?
Ride 2, yeah, still love Ride 2. Ride 2 is the Gran Turismo of motorbike games, whereas this is the grand shit of motorbike games.
Yeah, I mean, I never played it, but from what I saw, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, that's
from
the
what
trailer,
I've seen, but I kind of
zero
fun. So
So
no,
Emprix
then.
is saying
That's a no.
Moto games don't get better than Manx TT. Do you remember that on the arcade and on the Saturn around the same time as
Yes,
Daytona and Sega
the
Rally?
Saturn, yeah.
What an awesome game! And later on this year,
Pretty
I
sure
do
we played it,
believe,
haven't we?
no, maybe, possibly, don't think so. Later on this year, I think Milestone have secured the rights to the Manx TT license, so they will be releasing a current generation game of Manx TT, and I cannot wait for that. Hopefully they get Sega on board, make it a bit fun. Who knows?
Yeah, you kind of think a motorbike racing game needs to be fun.
That's it. So I think we're down to our last, our biggest shits of the year, as it were.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, crack on, mate. Crack on.
Right. I mean, I've played a lot of VR games. I've played most of the
I think you
release
picked
titles.
what I wanted you to pick.
I think I'm. Oh, yeah. And there was one in particular that I made a video of. Hopefully, this is the one you're thinking of.
This is.
And oh my god, it was absolutely horrendous. The game is Ace Banana.
Yep.
On the PS VR. Wow, Christ Almighty, what an awful game! Absolutely aimed at kids, if I'm honest, and yet under 12s aren't allowed to play on the PSVR. Doesn't make any sense. It kind of reminded me of an episode of The Apprentice I watched recently where they had to make a VR game within an episode. It was bullshit, but anyway. And one of the teams decided to make a kiddie game, and it was like, they don't get the point in virtual reality is that these headsets are not supposed to be played by kids. I mean, kids can have a little spin on them and what have you, but don't make a game that is fully aimed at kids. It was just awful, and the graphics were terrible. The movement of the bow and arrow was terrible. I don't know, and then I just felt sick constantly in that game. And I played a lot of VR games. There's only a couple that I've really felt ill in,
yeah.
You know what I mean, made to feel nauseous from, and that was the worst, I must say, because there was ways you had to go to different platforms, and to go up to those platforms, it did like a zhoosh sort of movement
A what?
to move up to these other platforms, and that just instantly made you feel sick. A zhoosh
Yeah.
sort of movement. Oh, it was rough. My stomach was all over the place playing that game, and making that video was tough. It was tough. So if any of you want to see me playing that awful game, then jump on our channel and have a look. It was horrible, horrible.
Yes,
So
I
yeah,
do
that was
recall you
my.
playing that, and I did think, wow, this is a bit of an odd one, and it has actually been voted, I
Mm,
think, Metacritic-wise, in terms of scoring.
mm.
It scored one of the lowest game releases of 2016. You lucky man, Mark.
Did it?
Yeah, mate.
Oh wow! How
Mm,
lucky am I?
you are very lucky.
I mean, I got sent that, and I thought I'll try and play it. I'll try and play it because the developer sent it over, and Christ, I was just like, what is this game? I'll make a video of it just to show people how bad it is.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, don't buy it.
Ace Banana. Absolute not top banana.
Ace Banana. Wow,
Ace.
definitely not.
No.
Punisher said it looks like a Disney game.
No, no,
Where's
no.
Goofy? Yeah, pretty
There's,
much.
it's goofy.
It was.
There are a lot better Disney games than Ace Banana. You cannot put Ace Banana and Disney in the same category. You just cannot.
No.
It's not fair.
You think of
Right.
games like Aladdin, The Lion King, all those awesome Disney games, and
Exactly.
then you got Ace Banana. No.
No,
No.
not happening.
No. Eardley's in.
Early. Hello, mate.
He's
Right.
in.
So my number one shit game of the year. That's my drum roll. Here it is. I'm gonna show you some gameplay. Bosh. This is Battleborn. Now, guys will have seen me streaming this for about
Yes. I
3
forgot about
days
this.
solid. And this was in the 3 weeks leading up to Overwatch. Now, I'd played the beta of Overwatch, and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't play a lot of it. I played it for maybe 2 hours. And I'd heard all this MOBA stuff, very accessible MOBA. It's coming out. I obviously had a bit of time on my hands, so with being made redundant. So I grabbed myself Battleborn. I thought, yeah, I'll give a MOBA a go on the PlayStation. This will be fantastic. And I played it, and I got used to the tutorial. I got it early. I got it a few days early, and they didn't open up the multiplayer server, so I was stuck to the single player. And I thought, oh, it's got a single player mode. That's really nice. Played it. Boring. Waited for the multiplayer to open. Multiplayer, bosh, in I went. Shit. Played it for about 12 hours.
Wow.
I thought, this is going to get better. I'm going to force myself to like it because it's going to be a good game. Everyone's talking about it. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be fun. Played it some more. Played all the different classes. Unlocked a load of shit. Did a load of stuff. More characters. More unlocks. Played it. Still not enjoying this. I was very open and honest on my streams, saying I'm not enjoying this, guys, but I'm playing it because everyone's asking me to stream it. I was trying to force myself to like it. I didn't enjoy a single thing about this game. And what happened 3 weeks later? Game of the Year comes out. Overwatch shatters this. This is Battleborn is everything that Overwatch isn't, or Overwatch is everything that this game isn't. This game is poor execution, poor character design. None of the characters are appealing. The battle system, yeah, it's a MOBA, and you upgrade your skill set during the game, and none of it felt fluid. And I believe 3 weeks after launch, the player base went from several thousand down to 500 players online globally. That's how bad this flopped. And now you can get this for a fiver, new, sealed, for multiple systems. And there's talk of this game being flipped to a free-to-play model. Now, they did try and rejuvenate the game after Overwatch was launched by introducing some little in-game purchases, new battle packs and stuff. I believe, I haven't played it since then, but yeah, there's microtransactions that were meant to try and salvage some of the game's losses, as it were. But apparently, no, that has just equally made it as shit. So nothing they have done to this game have made it any good. It's a poor game. It's weak. It's shit. It's definitely my flop of the year 2016, I'm afraid. Absolute joke of a game.
All right. Tom says there's currently 379 players on Battleborn on Steam.
There you go. That's what
Wow,
I'm
those
saying.
numbers speak for themselves, don't
They
they?
really do. They really do. They couldn't even
That
give
is
this game
bad.
away.
So
That's what they
yeah,
should
I think
do. They should.
everyone's.
They
I
should
think
give this.
they should give it away.
Yeah.
What to needy children?
Yeah. Literally. Literally.
Well, everyone is very much in agreement with you. So Cheese Night actually says, um, actually off topic. Wow, it's both of you at the same time. Yes, it is. It
Yep.
is both of us. So everyone else is in very much agreement. Blizzard Wacky text the fuck out of Battleborn, says
Yes,
Tom.
Tom. Yes, Tom.
2K
Looking forward
should
to it.
have stuck to Borderlands. Yep. Empric says everyone drop Battleborn for Overwatch. Yep, 100%. And yeah, Darth Steve says the wife got this. She was really looking forward to it. Played it for a couple of hours. Hasn't touched it since. God,
Pretty much what
what a
everyone did.
terrible game.
And I feel gutted because I paid
Yeah. What
45
did
quid
they
for it.
do?
45 quid for this. And
Oh, you
yeah,
put
now you can get it for a
45
fiver.
nicker for it.
Mm.
Bloody hell. Jesus, that's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it recently, and saw the price of it. I was just like, that game has done a massive fall from grace, hasn't it?
That's it. That's it. Exactly. Well, there you go. That's my worst games. That's your worst games of 2016. I do have
Yep.
two other categories I could quickly spin through. One is my overrated games of 2016, and one are my biggest letdowns of 2016. I've got a couple of games in
Okay.
each category.
Go
Have
for it.
you got any ideas on stuff of them categories, or do you want me to just rattle through them?
Um, I think you should just rattle through them because I haven't actually done those. I
Okay.
didn't realise we were doing those.
No,
So
no, it's all good.
I'll
Well,
let you plod on with
I'll
that.
go with
Let me just
overrated.
change my chair quickly.
What a big fairy. Right. Okay, so here is my
Oh
first
my god.
overrated game of 2016. All right. Genuinely, I do believe this. This is the first of my overrated games 2016. Yes, some of you will be shocked to see this. This is Doom 2016. I genuinely believe this is one of the most overrated games this year. It was very samey
Wow.
throughout the entire game. Yes, it has gory finishing moves. Yes, it has that kind of Doom brutal-esqueness. It's a nice first-person shooter. Very, 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 very samey. It's just wave
Wow.
kills after wave kills after wave kills. It just felt bland to me. It wasn't appealing. It was nice to look at. The sound effects were good, but it was just very, very samey. And I know that'll be a controversial thing of me to say, but I just found this very, very overrated. I got this game on launch as well. It launched at midnight. It arrived at my house at 2 a.m. It was the day I got made redundant. I called in
Yeah.
sick the morning after. But yeah, I just found it to be very bland, in all honesty. And that is me holding up my hands. Chris Shank says, Jamie, I'll take it back.
I mean, that's
Team
quite
Mark.
interesting.
Oh, Belby says
It's
he
quite
agrees
interesting
with me.
because
Yeah, go on.
if you look at, oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's with you. He's with you. Sorry. It's quite interesting because that comes up in a lot of top games of this year, and mostly it's sort of number two. If I'm honest, it's quite high up. So a lot of these gaming publications, like IGN and what have you, they have that in their top 10. So it's interesting that you say that. I mean, it's something that I wanted to play. I haven't had a chance, but hearing that,
That's just my
yeah,
opinion. Look,
I
it's
think I
just
won't
my
bother.
opinion. I honest to God, found it so overrated. Everyone, as you said, it's like number two best game of the year, but I don't see why. I genuinely, maybe it's people's craving of nostalgia, but I just don't think it ticks the right buttons. It's so bland. Like it's nice at first. You're above ground, you're on Mars, and then you go into hell, and that's it. There's no other change of scenery, and it's just you just feel like effectively you're doing the same mission again and again and again and again,
Really.
and it's just like, for fuck's sake, can I have a change of pace or something now? And nothing of that sort happens, and it just bored me to tears. Genuinely bored me to tears. The multiplayer I didn't play a lot of. I liked it in the beta. I really enjoyed it in the beta. I felt that really worked well, but not well enough to get me hooked instantly, which is what I need in the first person
Yeah.
first person um, multiplayer game. But yeah, can you stop staring at your cat's bumhole, please?
So no, she. It was quite funny watching her try to figure out how to get down. I'm gonna have to open the door for her one sec.
There you go. So, my second most overrated game this year, in my opinion, and this is just overrated. I'm not saying it's a shit game or anything. Same as Doom. I'm just saying overrated. Is this? This is The Division. Okay. Again, I felt that this is
Ah,
incredibly overrated. It open worldy at the beginning. It was broken, yes, when it was first released, and okay, we all got over that and whatever. Loads of people logged
mm,
on. Everyone was super excited for this, but I just felt it was just again a bit. It promised us the world and it delivered an okay experience, but I wasn't hooked on it. I genuinely wasn't hooked on it. It was
mm.
kind of like the launch of Watch Dogs as well, same kind of thing. This huge expanse, you can do loads and loads of shit, and then you get in, and it's just like, well, why? It's a bit, nah, not
There
really
was
feeling
so
it.
much hype. There was
That's
there was
it.
a huge amount of
Do you
hype.
remember the queue at EGX
Um,
2015 for this?
TGX, yeah.
It was like a 5 hour queue for this, and we just thought, you know what,
It
fuck it
was
off. Nope.
insane.
Hmm.
Yeah, we really didn't bother at all, did we?
That's it.
It was insane. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to be said about that game. I've looked at a lot of reviews, and it doesn't do too well considering how much hype it had behind it. The train was well and truly on the track for that one.
It's just, yeah. They're hopefully they learn from it. I mean, it's a nice world, it's a nice setting, a nice, city setting. But again, just
Mm,
wave
mm,
after wave of enemy, boring. So yeah, not no for me.
mm,
Well and truly overhyped. They're my two overhyped of the year. I have got some biggest letdowns
mm.
of the year. Okay, I'll just rattle through
I
these.
have one of those actually. Just
Okay,
you go through yours, and then I'll
obvious.
I'll bring one up at the end.
Um, hang on, let me just right. Here is my biggest. Well, I don't think it is my biggest letdown of the year. I think this is probably my second biggest letdown of the year. Definitely not my biggest letdown because I think we all expected this one. This is, of course, Infinite Warfare. I Everyone at the start knew because of the just no one really wanted exosuits. No one wanted futuristic Call of Duty. They showed us it
Yeah.
at E3. Everyone just went no for fuck's sake, and I really didn't want it either. And I played the beta. I quite enjoyed the multiplayer. However, I've recently gone and bought this game,
Yeah.
and it's all kinds of wrong. It's everything I hate about first person shooters. The multiplayer I'm talking about. I haven't played the single player. My missus is
Mm.
playing the single player. She's about 75% through, and even she, as a massive diehard COD solo campaign and multiplayer fan, has just said it's shit. The single player campaign, she said, is just so repetitive. The vehicle sections, the spacecraft battles, aren't what COD's about. They need to fix up. They need to just change it. It's just not what Call of Duty is. And the
Yeah.
multiplayer is just ridiculously boring. It's shit. People wall running and jumping and flying. It's crap. Honest to God,
Mm.
crap. I've tried to pump
But you bought it. You
time.
bought it for You bought it for the remaster, didn't you?
Yeah,
As
yeah.
well.
I'm not talking. I've said quite categorically, this is Infinite Warfare, not Modern Warfare Remastered. The only reason I did buy it, yes, was for
Yeah.
Modern Warfare
Yeah.
Remastered. That it's tricky because you've got a lot
Mm.
of newer players on there who don't play the maps how they used to be played. So you've got a lot of weirdness
Right.
happening in the maps that you don't expect. So you need to adapt and you need to spend quite a lot of time. I'm getting owned at that game at the moment, but I'm loving it. However, um, this itself, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, is, in my opinion, the biggest letdown of 2016. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Mm.
Here's one that I was really, really looking forward to, and I kind of knew it would be a letdown. However, I bought it anyway, and now am regretting that purchase. It is, of course. We both played this at EGX 2015 as well, I believe. And
Mm.
here it is. It's by Deep Silver. I've got adverts popping up everywhere. It is Homefront
Ugh.
Revolution. Oh my god. New studio
Revolution.
took over the Homefront franchise. Homefront, the first one, I think, is one of the most underrated games of its generation. Amazing storyline, amazing multiplayer. This,
Mm.
no multiplayer, and a proper broken game, single player. Absolutely shit and broken. Bland,
Another one we
boring,
played at EGX, right?
samey. Yeah, this is the one where you're on the buggies and roaming around. There's no
Mm.
multiplayer, team deathmatch, all that shit. I think there might be co-op in this, but who wants that? Why is this in German? I don't know. I don't care. But yes, Homefront Revolution, tedious, boring, bland, complete letdown. As a massive fan of the first game, I was so let down by this. So let down. I pumped hours and hours into it,
Yeah.
hoping for a
Yeah.
slither of joy, but got nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, because it did have a lot of promise. There was a lot of hype again. EGX, we played it. I don't think we massively enjoyed what we played at EGX. It was a bit
No, we
like,
didn't.
that was all
We
right.
kind
It
of
was a
walked
bit
away
meh.
from it like,
We kind of, yeah, uh, and we kind of wanted more from it at the time, and that was like early version of it.
yeah,
So it was clear to see when you were playing it that it was bad,
yep,
bad,
that's it.
bad, bad.
That's it. Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is my overrateds, my biggest letdowns, my best and my worst games, and my honourable mentions of 2016, along with Mark's honourable mentions and whatnot.
Okay.
You said you've got a massive letdown.
Yeah, I have one that. All right. Earlier in the year was my biggest letdown. It's kind of drifted a bit because of what's happened with the game, and it is this. It
Ah,
is Street Fighter Five. Street Fighter Five started out as a bloody mess, and I'm so glad I didn't pick it up on day one of release because they just fucked it royally, and they were trying to rinse as much cash out of the community as possible. It seemed they were doing all the DLCs for the characters and everything else, kind of like the way they did with Killer Instinct, but worse. And I was gutted because I love Street Fighter 4 Ultra 4, whatever the full name is. I love it, and I've played it so much. My God. And I was like, yes, Street Fighter 5 is coming. And I mean, the times that we saw it when we were at expos and what have you, and we're just like, why does Ken look so ridiculous? Why is there so little characters? Why is Akuma not in the game? Why this, that, the other? And we just
hmm,
so many whys. The way it's graphically presented is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, playing it now, I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous, and it plays really well. The gameplay's great, but they just absolutely royally fucked up the initial marketing and the initial release of the game. I think. I think the single player missing from the original game was a massive problem for a lot of people. But playing the single player now, it's a pile of shit, and I was bored out of my mind playing that. So it kind of, it was just stuck in there now because everyone complains so much, and it was just rubbish. So the only good thing about that game is how well it
hmm,
plays still.
hmm.
They haven't messed up the gameplay at all. It plays beautiful. They've taken stuff out though, which I really like the ultra bar and all that kind of stuff. Um, and that played really well. And it was like, don't take that out. Don't take out stuff that works and works really well. So yeah, that for me is probably my biggest letdown of the year. Actually, I wanted so much from it, and it had so much hype after Ultra 4 was so good that they fucked it.
I believe Akuma just came out in
Chris Shanks
DLC.
says Street Fighter 5. Akuma just came out.
Hmm.
I missed that.
Yeah, he came
That's
out. I
good.
think
That's
the
good news. Okay,
DLC.
it takes it down a
I
notch.
think the DLC is like 20 quid or something though to get Akuma and four other characters or five other characters. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
No.
I really genuinely believe that is
Wow.
ridiculous. I think that's the price of it.
I mean, I haven't got season pass or anything like that. I haven't bothered with any of that. So 20 quid, that's just
It's disgusting.
disgusting.
It
It
really is
is
disgusting.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, Chris Shanks' Street Fighter 5, when Capcom needs to ask Sony for help, it won't end well.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So
It
there's
was
some of
bad,
our
and I'm
bits
gutted
and
about it.
pieces. So welcome to Matthew, who's just stepped in. And what have we got? Think virtually no one bought it day one after hearing it had no single player, says Darth Steve. Yeah, loads. Looking forward to Capcom versus Marvel, says Cameron. So am I. I just recently bought
Ooh,
the
yes.
Ultimate MVC3, which I'm waiting for a few of my friends to buy so we can have a good old battle with our favourite. I don't know, Rocket Raccoon versus Spider Man, for example, or Ryu or whatever.
Mm.
Crazy game,
Oh,
crazy game.
I love that.
There we go. So we've
Love it.
moved on to,
Yeah.
if we just look over there,
Awesome.
hardware. Favourite hardware. Now, I'm not going to actually pipe up much in this. This is all for Mark, not for me. Because I haven't bought that much hardware this year. I bought an Xbox One. I think my favourite bit of
Mm.
hardware this year is this. That is the Rig
Yeah, that has smashed it
500E
for you, hasn't it?
Plantronics headset. I've never been so pleased. I've got dozens and dozens of headsets. This is by far the nicest. So comfortable, such good sound. On the PC, it's 7.1 surround sound. Bass is phenomenal. What a wonderful bit of kit. Other than that, nothing's really taken my fancy
Mm.
hardware-wise. I'm just looking around the games room and genuinely nothing at all. But this one's for
Those
you,
headphones right
and
behind you.
I'm gonna. Oh, those. They're okay. They're okay. They're what
Yeah.
I use to party chat on Xbox presently because I've broken a cable on these that I can't use them on my Xbox yet. Plantronics have said they're sending me a free one. They told me that before Christmas. I still haven't got it yet, so I shall get back onto them in a few days.
Nice. Nice. Excellent. I mean, hardware-wise, the main thing I got was the PSVR. I mean, there's not been a huge amount more other than that. I've got a few little bits and pieces. I think I got my Raspberry Pi 3 this year, and I did the whole Retro Pi thing, which is awesome. But it's Punisher said my favorite headset is HyperX Cloud 2. That is what I'm wearing right now, and seriously, Punisher, the microphone on them is terrible, terrible. And tell me if you've done something different to make it work nicely. But yeah, um, so yeah, on that note, I think PSVR is pretty much the only thing that I've got to talk about within this section because it is the biggest hardware release of the year, I'd say,
Hmm.
outside of PS4 Pro, Xbox One S. They're not. I don't feel like the PS4 Pro warranted a buy at this stage. It's probably not worth it. It may be for PSVR, but I don't think the PSVR games are far along the road enough to make it worthwhile. You know, it's not quite there yet. That's my opinion. I don't feel like spending another 300, 400 quid or whatever it is worthwhile at this point at all. But PSVR is amazing, and it really is one of those things that is a bit expensive, but to be honest, it's so much fun, and anyone can use it. I've had my mum on it, I've had my dad on it, I've had my brother, my son, my wife. Everyone has had a go on it that's come into my house. My brother-in-law and everyone else, and they are just blown away by it. It's one of those things that literally, it's so new, it's so different to everything that we've been doing. I suppose we've kind of seen bits and pieces of it because we've played Oculus and what have you at expos, but this having this in the home and having it so accessible and games so easily downloadable, it's a massive win. I haven't actually looked at the stats of it to see how many have sold and all that kind of stuff and how well it's actually been reviewed. But looking at some of the game reviews, it's been loved. You know what I mean? There's a lot of love for it, and
Hmm.
it's a shame that a lot of the games are so short. There's a lot of tech demos, really. Things like Batman, obviously, is an amazing game, but again, it's too short. The demo games that come with it, they're clearly tech demos. It's kind of like the way Wii Sports was on the Wii, but that kind of got a lot more pickup because there was a lot of longevity in them in those games. You could play bowling for hours. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's got a lot to come. VR is very new, really. I mean, Oculus has been around for ages, but getting PSVR in the home has brought it to a whole new bunch of people, tons of new people that are hopefully enjoying it at the moment. Emprick says he'll buy PSVR when it's a tenner. That that's not really going to happen, mate.
That's it.
So I don't think you'll ever be having it really. But having a chat with Malk actually, who I don't know whether he's still in the stream or not. He saved his PSVR. He bought it on launch and actually saved it for himself as a Christmas present. And recently played it, and I saw a couple of his tweets and chatted to him a little bit about it, and he seemed to love it.
Okay.
So I'm not alone. There's no doubt I'm not alone. There was some shit games that got released with it, terrible games. Drive Club VR is about £10 now, and everyone just caned it for how sick it made them, all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's some really bad games, but I think they've done enough at this stage to get everyone interested and get people playing it. So I'm really looking forward to a few of the games that are being announced or are being released, next year.
Okay,
So,
well, let's move on then. Nice little segue there to our most anticipated for 2017. This gets me excited. There's all kinds of stuff coming out next year that's got me absolutely chomping at all kinds of bits for it. Have you got a game you wish to talk about first?
I've got three things most anticipated.
Three things.
Two of them are games, and one of them is a thing.
Oh, I know what the thing is. Don't talk about the thing.
You know what the thing is?
Yeah, don't talk about the thing. Talk about a game
so
first.
Obvious what the thing's going to be.
Talk about a game.
All right, so I think off the back of what I was just saying, I think my most anticipated PSVR game is Resident Evil.
Okay.
And playing the demo of that. I know you played the demo and it was a bit meh, but playing that really short demo in VR was fucking horrifying. It was so immersive in comparison to playing it on the telly.
Yeah.
Massive difference. So I think it doesn't matter that it's not really a Resident Evil game. I think that's what people are worrying about. I think the fact that it's laid out like a horror game, like a classic horror game.
The first person survival jump scare.
Scare the shit out of you, survival. Yeah, exactly, jump scares. I don't know. It is a bit of a put off for a lot of people because they want classic Resident Evil, but you're not going to get that in VR. So I don't know really. It's a bit of an interesting one, and I honestly I can't wait to play it because playing that little demo, I shit myself, and I want more of this. I want some actual good gameplay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my first one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And for me, I'm not too interested. As I said, I don't scare very easily. Although the only time I have had a jump scare in about the last 5 years is in a virtual reality game, and it was my Halloween special video, where I went, "Ooh!" when I got a jump scare, and that I'm still very embarrassed about. So maybe you never know. Maybe being fully immersed in PSVR in Resi 7. Who knows? If they can ramp up the scares like the dogs in the original Resident Evil, then sold, absolutely sold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your second?
I'm very interested. My second is rather an obvious one, but I cannot wait for it. Zelda Breath of the Wild. How did you guess? Breath of the Wind.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. An absolutely amazing looking game. They seem to have in the trailers. You never know what the game's going to be like from a trailer, but Zelda games that are generally good on Nintendo consoles, as they're always done on Nintendo consoles. But I can't wait for this. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played a new Zelda game. What was the last one on a console? It was on the Wii, wasn't it? Wasn't it Twilight Princess?
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword, thank you. That was on the Wii.
Mouthful.
So they never released one on the Wii U. They've said they were going to release Breath of the Wild on the Wii U.
Breath of the Wild is
and
coming
I've never
out on
quite
Wii U.
got around to it.
Breath of the Wild is coming out on Wii U.
Yeah, they've said they're going to release it at the same time, right? I think it's an interesting one because what do I buy it on? Clearly, I'm going to buy a Switch, which leads me on to my next, my final most anticipated of next year is the Nintendo Switch. I can't wait for a new Nintendo console, and I'm clearly a Nintendo fanboy. I don't.
As Punisher has just questioned.
Worry me that I am. Yeah, what's he said? Is Mark a Nintendo fan?
Yeah.
I am a little bit of a Nintendo fan. I do love most Nintendo things. Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, I've spoken to you about before, Jamie, was an absolutely amazing game. They even things like Galaxy and Wind Waker and all these previous games that I absolutely loved.
Hmm.
So seeing a new Nintendo console coming forward, I don't know. They seem to be doing a few strange things with it. They're trying to still go for this whole social, take it out and about, blah blah blah. There's a lot of weird stuff going on around it, but I love what they're doing. It's kind of um, for me the idea of being able to take it somewhere, take the two controllers out and play Mario Kart, just anywhere is I think it's great.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people have thought I'm not going to play it out and about. I'm just going to play it at home. But I think even having that option, I can't see myself taking it out and about too much. I don't know, maybe on the train. I don't know. It's kind of we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I will definitely buy it. There's no
Yeah,
doubt
I'm
about
going
it,
to buy it
and I will
as well.
definitely be showing it off.
Definitely going to be buying that 100% day one.
Mm.
Can't wait. I think just looking at your choices, I think they're very lazy choices for 2017. If I'm honest with you,
Yeah,
Zelda
yeah.
is a very obvious one. Resi, I wouldn't say is going to be a top game of next year. Um,
Mm.
I've actually got a list of about 15 games here. Um, Genuinely, about
You can
15
tell
games here.
how like small my mind is when it comes to these things at the moment.
Well, here's my first one, just down there, and this I would say is probably my number one. No, maybe not, but it's Horizon Zero Dawn, and this doesn't even look
Ah, yes.
like the right trailer. Oh yeah, it is the right trailer, but this is it's kind of open worldy Neanderthal slash Robotech. Crazy. Let me just fast forward
Mm.
this trailer a bit because we're way far down into it. There we go. It looks amazing. It's going to be a strong year for PlayStation. A
Yeah.
very strong year for PlayStation 2017. They are going to
Mm.
absolutely smash it, in my opinion. And this is just one of the E3 um, games that we saw. I believe it was
Yeah.
E3 2016. We saw lots of this of, but we also saw it in E3
Yeah.
2015. But I believe this is coming out next year. I cannot wait for this. No, it's not my number one anticipated game, but it's up there. Looks like a
It
phenomenal
looks
game.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, it
absolutely
does.
stunning. Look at those graphics.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
killer. So that's my first. I'm going to rattle through these very quickly. Another one, a demo just came out of, and I haven't played it yet. I don't know if I'm going to play the demo because a lot of this game is about its story, and I don't want to ruin any of that with any
Mm.
demo. Here it is. Again, look, it's PlayStation. It is, of course, Gravity Rush 2. I think Gravity Rush
Ah,
1 was
yes.
the best game on the PS Vita. Loved it. Absolutely incredible game. Had me hooked. Absolutely hooked. I used to travel quite a lot with my old job. Took my Vita on all my transatlantic trips, and when I was alone in my hotel room, the Gravity Rush game just made the time fly. Absolutely incredible
Yeah.
game. Cannot wait for number two on a PS4. It's going to look stunning. It's going to have an amazing soundtrack. The gameplay is going to be phenomenal. I know that for a fact. Erdley says
Yeah.
yes, Jamie. So Tom says can't wait for this. Punisher says Ubisoft should have a good 2017 as well. And Gemma's in. Gemma's back from
Mm.
work. Welcome, Gemma. Right, that's a couple of my games. Let's spin through nice and quick because, as I said, I've got loads of games. So what was that?
Mm.
Number two. Number three, I haven't actually seen any footage of, but oh my Christ Almighty, that shit me up. That was a
What was that?
subscription from Andre William. Thank you very much, Andre. Fucking terrified. I've changed all the sound effects, haven't I? Fuck me.
Oh
Just
wow.
done a shit in my pants. Right, here's
Wow,
my
wow,
third
wow.
game. This is Yakuza 0. And why? Why? Because it's a
Ah,
Sega game
yes.
and it's Yakuza. Yakuza is a phenomenal franchise, and to bring this to the
Mm.
current generation is going to be incredible. What an absolutely
Mm.
amazing franchise. It's basically GTA but Yakuza. There's RPG elements in there. There's sandbox style gameplay. It's going to be next level. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. It's got that arcade Sega combat from Early 2000s games. It's got tons and tons going on. Emprick says he's
Yeah.
liking the look of this. And I need to
Yeah,
get playing
Yakuza
these
0 is
games,
beautiful.
says Tom. Always like the look of them. Yeah, Yakuza games are just instantly enjoyable. Instantly enjoyable. It's ridiculous. It's one of those kind of games like Dead Rising. You can just pick up anything, use it as a weapon. It's just incredible. Look
Yeah.
at this, playing darts, bowling, the lot. What a phenomenal game. Cannot wait for this. So there we go. So I'm thinking outside
Yeah.
the box here, Mark, you see, with my gameplay choices. Um,
I like it. I like it.
Here we go. Now this one, we had the opportunity to play this a couple of months back, but we didn't. And why? Why didn't we? Well, because we couldn't be asked to queue for it. In all honesty, let me just...
Another one.
Here it is. And this is a franchise I love. This is Sniper Elite 4, a game by Rebellion, and it is apparently an indie studio. We don't think they're indie. We've got our thoughts about this, but one of my favourite games of the current gen, and it's very cheap at the moment in the sales, is Nazi Zombie Trilogy, Zombie Army Trilogy.
Yes.
And it's the Sniper Elite franchise, but using Nazi zombies. I didn't really like Sniper Elite 3. I loved Sniper Elite V2. I think that's a cracking game, probably the best sniper game ever made. And this is going to be amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Cannot wait for it.
Yeah, the ones we played, the one before was just fantastic. But yes, that queue was immense again.
Yeah. Do you remember we were playing
I
a
hate
lot
the
of Zombie Army
friggin'
Trilogy,
queues.
weren't we?
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Brilliant multiplayer game. Absolutely fantastic. When you get the X-ray kills, there's nothing quite as satisfying as that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Especially the ball bag shot. Oh, I
That's a
love a ball
donation.
bag shot.
That's a donation from Metro Racer. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn off donations.
Oh, I missed
going
that
forward.
one.
I didn't. It fucking
Wow.
deafened me.
Make it louder.
No?
I never hear it. I can't hear it from here. No.
Oh, well, I heard it. Trust me. So that is game number 4. Here is a game I just saw someone type in the chat room. Thank you very much, Metro, by the way. I think you might have just said this in the chat room. Here it is. There's no surprise at all. This is a racing game. It is the racing game. It's a PlayStation racing game. It's the one we've all been waiting for years. It's GT Sport. Oh my god, could this be the Forza Crusher? Yes. Potentially, if they do it right. They've put it back a little bit. It was meant to come out in November. I believe it's now coming out February, March time. It will probably be delayed a little bit more. But this is getting full 4K support. Oh my god. Oh my god. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it looks a stunner. It does. It's right up your alley. Right up your alley.
Not just up my alley. This is going to take my life. This is going to own me, this game. It just... I hope they've got a lot of cars. I believe they will have lots and lots and lots of cars and all of the franchises that are needed in there, all the licenses. The graphics look amazing. The handling will be GT, so it'll be a little bit more sluggish than we're used to. But that's the GT way, and I'm looking forward to hooking up.
Tom says,
yeah,
he might even get a 4K telly for that.
It would be worth it. Look, I'm going to be earning money by then, so I might be upgrading my front room television, just for this game and a PS4 Pro, because you never know what happens. But look, it's got street circuits, it's got American circuits, it's got some of the Grand Prix circuits. I'm looking at Nürburgring here. I'm looking at some GT cars. It's got just so many social features. It just looks incredible. Anyone who's into racing games needs this in their life. This will be the pinnacle of racing games. Look, it's got customization. It's just got everything. Gran Turismo Sport Live. I'm assuming that's some live esport mode they've got going on. I don't know, but boy, what a game!
And VR support as well.
Yeah, and VR
as
as
Metro
well.
Racers just pointed out.
That will be
immense.
Jeez, man. I mean, just looking
at
this in its lower resolution, slightly condensed YouTube qualities, I'm just blown away with what it looks like. Cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait for this. I'm cramming my time at the moment playing Forza 6 and loving it. This, I'm nutty about. Absolutely nutty about. Yeah, so that's my next one. No surprises there. And we're getting to the end.
No, no.
I'm not going to do...
There's a few in the chat as well, so I'll come onto those after you're done with
Okay,
yours and see
well,
if any of them are any
I'm
different.
just gonna show you two more, and I'll read you the others. One of these was just mentioned in the chat, and it's a game you can also talk about, Mark. And here it is, just here. And let's open up this. No, I've got an advert with Dawn French on it, so I'm gonna skip that. I don't want to see Dawn
That's
French
not
and scare
the
all our
most
viewers.
anticipated game.
Here it is, Sega, and can you guess what it is? It's Sonic Mania. Wow,
Mania.
what a game. We played this at EGX this year, and
Yeah,
for me, stunning, absolutely stunning. It
yeah,
really played perfect. It's everything I want in a Sonic game.
yeah.
It's incredible.
Just back to basics, man. That's what I love about it. And it was we got to play it. We kind of snuck into the Sonic area right at the
We
end of our
literally snuck
last
in,
day
yeah.
at EGX. First, was it the end of our first day? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Snuck in there, and we got a cheeky little game on it. And bloody hell, it was so good. And they've gone so far back to basics, gone away from all the 3D stuff. They've gone right back to standard 2D platformer, and it was beautiful.
I
It's
believe,
so weird.
I know,
Yeah.
it's just well done to them, but I believe this has been made
Mm.
by the Sonic team and some of the community's biggest Sonic hackers. So therefore, we're going to get what the fans
Ah.
want. And that's what everyone's
Yeah.
excited about. If I had a spare 80 quid, I would be pre-ordering the one with the model and everything, but I don't presently. But hopefully I will
Yeah.
be able to pre-order that and get
It's
that.
a lot of
It's a
cash.
lot
It's a
of
lot of
cash. But
cash.
look, it's Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. It's incredible.
Yeah. I just found it really, really weird playing the first level of Sonic and it being just different about halfway through the level.
Yeah.
It just changed, and you're like, "Whoa, where the fuck did that bit come from?" You're so used to. I mean, um, I've played the level so many times, and I
Yeah.
even did a speed run for the channel. I think a long time ago. It wasn't as quick as it could be, but it was. I'm so used to that level that playing it and then suddenly halfway through it just changing and being different was just like, wow, oh my god, we've got to do this all over again.
But they
Got to get
nailed
used
it.
to this.
They nailed it. Absolutely nailed
Yeah,
it. It was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Yeah,
No
so
doubt.
I've got one more. One more
Yep.
game that I want to show off. And again, I believe this is a PlayStation exclusive. Yes, it is. There's the PlayStation logo. Here it is. What are we looking at? We're looking at Days Gone, a zombie survival apocalypse
Okay.
zombie thingy. Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is the game that blew my socks off at E3 this year. I was on my balcony
Yeah.
overlooking a lake in Austria watching this live. This came up. That was it. I knew I had to have this game. You're a one-man Daryl off The Walking Dead. Oh my god. Thank you very much, Damien, for your subscription. This game right here looks like the one. If I just scrub into the gameplay a bit, hordes and hordes of zombies.
Mm.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
Look, there they come, just tearing through the
Could be
scenery. Wow.
could be a good little multiplayer for us if
Well, I don't know if it's got multiplayer. I'm
that's
not
the
entirely
way they're
sure,
going.
but
I don't know.
wow.
Wow. Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's next level crazy zombie
Yeah.
shit. And this is my
Yeah.
cup of tea. Sandbox, zombie, survival, looks brilliant. Absolutely. You can use the environment to your needs. It just looks phenomenal. What a strong year this is going to be for PlayStation. Very, very happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this playing. I'm just going to
Massively.
talk you through a couple of the others that I've got on my list. So Breath of the Wild is actually in there. Nintendo Switch is in there as well, obviously. New Mario for the Switch that we saw showcase a little bit in the Switch trailer. That I'm
Yes.
more looking forward to
Yeah.
than the Zelda, despite being a huge Zelda fan.
I'm
Because
begging that comes out next year.
yeah, I'm hoping that is a launch title in all honesty, and they're just holding it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Also, a Telltale game. Now, I don't usually get hyped about Telltale games, but it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale, a franchise I fully love, and I can't wait for number 2, the film, but I cannot wait for the Telltale series to come out. I'm also
Yep.
looking forward to
Yep.
Nidhogg 2, massively underrated,
Ah, yes.
massively underrated indie game. Simplicity at its
So
maximum,
much fun.
but what a great game Nidhogg 1 was. And Nidhogg
Yeah.
2 looks phenomenal. They've upped the graphics engine. It just looks like the same kind of gameplay. Phenomenal game. So yeah, they're my picks for 2017.
So I've got a couple that if I'd thought about it I would have mentioned.
Mm.
I have thought about it since you've been talking, and there's been mentions, I think, in the chat as well. So the first one, which I would like to play, it's something that I know it's got a lot of anticipation around it, and there was a lot of build-up at EGX, was South Park,
Oh, fractured
Fractured But
butthole.
Whole. Yeah. That, I mean, they had the smell-o-vision thing at EGX. We never got a chance to do it, but it looked a bit nuts. But those games, they do really well these days. And the last South Park game, I can't remember what it's called, but that did massively well. People loved it. So that's an anticipated one for sure. I'm not sure if I'll play it. I'm quite tempted because I
I'm not
love
gonna.
South Park.
I'm not gonna because it's
No,
an RPG. It's a turn-based RPG, and that's not my cup of tea
yeah,
whatsoever. The first one, I
yeah.
wanted to like it because I love South Park, but turn-based RPG just puts me off. So not for me, I'm
Mm.
afraid.
Not for you. The last one, which I know we've talked a lot about and has come up a lot, is Ukulele.
Mm.
A game that went mental on Kickstarter, absolutely mental, and the amount of people that gave money for that game to be created was unreal. I think they made millions, didn't they? I think it was.
Can't remember.
I can't remember the numbers, but it was massive. If anyone in the chat can remember, it's crazy numbers. But they made it in such a short space of time, and it looks gorgeous. All the reviews I've seen of it, sorry, the previews I've seen of it, and people talking about it, and the gameplays of people at expos and what have you, look like it was loved big time. But they've dropped it for the Wii U, haven't they? But
Hmm.
they probably will come out on the Switch.
Yeah, they've said it's coming out
I'm
on the Switch.
presuming. Okay. Good news. Good news. I can't wait for it. That's a game I will play. I will buy and I will play.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I'll add that to my list. No
Okay.
doubt. I think there's a few others in the chat. Persona 5 from Punisher. He's looking forward to that. There's a lot of Sonic, a lot of love for Sonic, Sonic Mania. Mass Effect is another one that's coming out next year. That we didn't. I've never really been a massive Mass Effect fan. I've never played them long enough. I don't think. I don't know whether you have, Jay.
Nope.
Um, but that's probably why it's not on our lists. GT Sport, obviously, people just can't wait for that. Belby says Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove is his most anticipated.
Yep. I was going to add that, but
Yes,
no, I hadn't. Didn't have room for
very
it.
good shout. Very good shout. What else is there? Death Stranding, that's another one. Crash
Good shout.
Bandicoot Remastered is another one.
Again, you're naming
Telltale.
PlayStation games at the moment. Just PlayStation games.
Yeah, all PlayStation. All right, so Sir Cheese Knight has said it raised
Blimey.
£2,090,104.
That's a lot.
Yes,
I
it
didn't
went
pledge to that.
mental.
I rarely pledge
No, I
to
didn't.
Kickstarters, but
I
I
wish
did
I
do
did.
Shenmue 3. I got caught up in the hype. I'm not an RPG player, but I thought I'll be
Mm,
part of this, and I don't know why really.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah,
The Mysterious Knight says Last of Us 2 in 2017. That would be nice. I don't know. They haven't said it's going to be next year.
yeah, they haven't said it's going to be
I
next
didn't
year. I
think
doubt
they
it will be. In all honesty.
No. The Wipeout Collection says the Mysterious Knight.
Yes, good shout.
That's a very, very
Very,
good shout.
very good
Very
shout.
good. Scalebound and Crackdown for Xbox. Tom says.
Yeah, I don't know about
And
them.
I did Hero U and Toe Jam and Earl, says Belby. And Imprick says he pledged to Shenmue 3. So
Good
yeah,
stuff.
Shenmue 3 is another one for the list.
Okay, well, that's about it. So, other than that, let's just quick update on the channel and whatnot. We haven't got too long left. We've over kind of shot our time a bit, but yeah. So this year's been a little bit different for us. Usually we used to run out a Sunday versus a retro game that Mark and I would sit down play locally on, on a settee, 2-player on the same screen at the same time. And we haven't done a lot of that this year because we've both been incredibly busy. I say we've been incredibly busy. I haven't really, but we haven't found that much time to
No.
be able to do that together, which has oddly worked out in our favour because we've got a hell of a lot more subs from doing live streams and a hell of a lot more views from doing live streams. Live streams was something we always wanted to do, but we never wanted to dump Sunday Versus. We just need to find time to do it, and we do plan on doing that in the future. And we do want to get it going regularly. Again, my idea would be to do one a week as we always did, but it's just finding that time, isn't that right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we want to do. I mean, we've had talks about doing a little bit more with it, making it a little bit more competitive, these sorts of things, to try and make it a bit more of a series. I think it's one of those things that we do that is just it's great, and I love it. I love every minute of it. But there's no sort of end goal to it. So there's no reason why we couldn't carry it on as it is and do something else that's a series that's more competitive, and we battle it out to see who's best. But yeah, we'd have to level out the games somehow.
I've just seen a question in the chat room from Punisher Elite. Is Tom Marrett? No, he isn't Punisher. Punisher Elite has come over from Tom's channel, Tom Marrett's channel. Tom Marrett is a close friend of me and Mark, like IRL in real life. He's a buddy who lives just up the road. He's actually my wife's friend. But he's the friendliest geezer on the planet. He's a streamer. However, Tom in the chat room here is not Tom Marrett. He is
Different
Tom. Different Tom, dude.
Yes.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anything else about our channel? We're going to be changing up. I'm not going to be, because I'm contract bound next year to some exclusivity. I'm not going to be allowed to play any PlayStation on the channel going forward. All right, guys, leave it at that. I'm my job.
Bound.
Yeah, I'm bound by this. What's it called? Non-disclosure agreements, and that just means I'm not allowed to talk anything. I am not allowed to talk anything PlayStation next year for most of next year. That doesn't mean you won't see me on the channel. You'll see me just about as much next year. You will just see me on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, maybe Nintendo Wii U. You'll see me playing a lot of PC games. You just won't see me doing. Unfortunately, all of the big games come out on PlayStation next year. And at the moment, it's just for starters. We don't know where it's going to take us, but at least for the first couple of months, so January, February, definitely I won't be able to cover anything PlayStation. We're not sure yet. We think Mark is going to be allowed to. I think this contract is just for me, and it is something to do with my job because I'm getting a job in the gaming industry. But I'm going to leave it at that, guys. But you will see me plugging everything that's not PlayStation. All right. Yes, I know some of you are upset, but I've just got to be straight up front with you guys, because I have to be, because it would be weird if I suddenly just stopped doing PlayStation and not mentioned it again without giving you guys a heads up.
Silence.
Yeah, exactly. But we do plan on carrying on doing what we're doing. We're going to be doing our first 15s. I love making those, playing shit games. I love doing that. I love my streaming so much. It's brilliant to have you guys on board. And just, you can still carry on as normal, Mark. So what, one stream per 6 weeks?
Yeah, fucking hell. If that's the case, though, I've definitely got my work cut out for me. I'm going to have to actually put down a schedule. That's one thing I really want to do. That's one thing I really plan on doing, is to put down some kind of schedule that I can really try and stick to.
That'd be good.
Because
That'd be good.
it's so difficult. It's so difficult when you don't put down any kind of schedule. You end up just playing as and when you can, and that ends up being barely ever for me. So unless I really push myself and actually put something in place, then I'm just like here and there and everywhere. And I think this layout actually works really well for me. and doing something along these lines
Yeah, we'd like to
where we can
maybe do
chat.
something like this. Maybe we talked about it. Maybe once a month we could commit to something like this, interacting with you guys live with both of us here. If that's something you guys want to see, we want to know about it. Just a quick one. Life Spiller, Mr. Keno is in. Hello, mate. Life Spiller 79. He
Wow.
is an absolutely grand YouTuber. He's been with us since the beginning.
Wow.
He's a good lad. If you want some chilled out, some very good
Yep.
topics of discussion on his vlogs, definitely go and check him out because he makes some really interesting videos on gaming topics. Definitely worth checking out. One of the
Yeah.
most chilled out YouTubers you will see. So chilled out, he's half asleep. Such a
So
good
chilled
guy.
out, he's on the floor.
That's it. Such a good guy though.
Love you, Keno. Really glad to see that you've come onto the stream. That's amazing. So we like Jay was saying, we would love to do this fairly regularly. Make it almost, it's almost like a podcast, I suppose. We could make it, link it to certain topics and do it once a
Yeah.
month or what have you. And then we can either talk about that or talk about things in general. Just do Q&As with you guys. Yeah, I think it works really well, and I think we can probably get a lot of community feedback from you guys during these streams. I think it's a really good way of doing it.
That's it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, and if you guys think that is, let us know. Shedcast, Stitchy said. I like that.
That's not bad.
Fucking
It's not
brilliant.
bad. It's not bad at all. Shedcast.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so there was a few things have come up. Someone, Mysterious Knight said, "Did anyone say God of War?" That's a very good
No,
shout. God of
no.
War coming out
I
next year.
thought
Another
about
PlayStation game.
Yeah, another game I won't be able to play.
Yeah,
I can
but
still
you'll
play
probably
these
play it
games.
yourself, won't you? Know?
Yeah, I can still play these
Yeah.
games. I'm just not allowed to play them in TGS sense. So whether
Yeah.
it means me discussing them on Twitter, on our website, on
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, or here on YouTube, can't do it. Me personally cannot do it.
Yeah. That's something Tom said. He said on the bright side, you'll be able to enjoy these PlayStation games off stream.
That's it. That's
It's
it.
very true. Yeah, yeah. And then Belby said, "Tom, shut up with your silver linings." I like that. So I suppose for next year, Tom said, "Bring back TGS Discuss."
What the fuck was that?
That's pretty much what this is. That's what we used to do.
Oh, back in the day.
And
with,
it used to be
Hangouts,
in this
Google
sort
Hangouts.
of format. Yeah, that is what we've done here, and that is kind of the aim for next year, is to be able to do something like that. I think TGS Discuss maybe will come away from that name. I'd prefer something along the lines of Shedcast or something like that. Works really well, and we can have topics. Almost some stuff we can have decided by the community as well. We can put out polls and stuff on Twitter. So just make sure you're following us on Twitter, and we'll put stuff out as and when we're going to do this. But it'd be nice to do something regular that people know they can come and watch once a month or
Yeah, man.
what have you. I think that'd be great. What other things? I mean, there'll be expos we go to next year. I think I'd like to go to Resd. I think that's something that we haven't been to yet.
Yeah, which is the closest one to us, really, apart from that shit at Ali Pally. But yeah.
Yeah, in March, right?
I don't know.
I think it's in March. So that'd be something that'd be great to go to. We're clearly going to go to EGX again. That's a given. Every year. I think we might. I mean, there's a few others that could be considered. We'll have to think about it. But if any of you are going to EGX or Res, then let us know. We will meet up and say hello and give you a handshake or a high five or a fist bump, depending on your persuasion. For sure. So that's something that will happen next year. Otherwise, I mean, there's a few things that have happened recently. One in particular was the fact that we left Machinima, which was quite interesting. That's a 2016 mini topic.
That's a win, mate.
Which
That's
we
a
haven't
win.
really. Massive win to get away from those idiots. They held us to a contract for a very long time, and to be honest, it's been plain sailing pretty much since, hasn't it? It's been
completely.
It's
100%.
like, what did they do?
They
What
did
do?
nothing for us. 3 years,
Yep.
they nicked 40% of our earnings off us, and did
Yeah.
zip for us in 3 years.
Yeah.
Nothing. So we're glad to see the back of them. We are now not contractually obliged by any network. Although if you're on Social Blade and you're checking out the Game Shed, it still says Machinima, but
Still
we
says
left them.
Machinima.
Yeah, we left them a couple of months ago, so it's just catching up with itself. Um,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
all our stats reset and everything, and we were the happiest little gamers in the world. We are so happy to see the back of them. They tried to give us a massive pay increase, and we just said no.
Ridiculous.
Not happening at all. It's
Yep.
our money. You do nothing for us unless you can give us
Yeah.
assurances that you will promote us, do this for us, do that for us. And they just said, well, good luck, see ya. So yeah,
It was like,
F 'em.
bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
I mean, there's been a whole bunch of other stuff that's gone on. We started we've started a few things and they've not really had massive take up, so we kind of just given up on them. I think a vlog series was one thing that we kind of wanted to do, but it turned out to be quite. Oh yeah, I wanted to do. It's quite difficult. It's quite when you don't get feedback relatively quickly. I know that sounds crazy, but it makes it quite difficult to continue with. Another one that you have to have scheduled. You have to make sure you're doing it constantly. So a vlog only really works if you're doing it once a day or once a week. Do you know what I mean? Those things don't work otherwise. So that's something that's kind of gone out the window. I think this could work much better, this kind of format where we can chat quite freely between ourselves and we get instant feedback from each other, let alone in the chat. So I think that's a better thing. I played Prison Architect a lot this year. Yeah, I forgot it was this year. I couldn't bring that into my game of the year, obviously, because it came out bloody ages ago.
Yeah.
But it might be the game I put the most time into. Tom says he first subbed after watching the pickups videos. I think that's one thing that we need to get back onto, because I quite enjoy doing those, and I used to love coming back from the car boot with a bunch of pickups.
Yeah, it's true, but
I didn't do a single car boot this year.
Oh shit. You know, the majority of my pickups will be PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games. So I'll have to put all those to one side because I'm not allowed to talk the name PlayStation. So I don't know where my pickups would be going, but a lot of my stuff's digital these days. I've got a ton of stuff for Christmas actually that was really good, but it's mainly at the moment I'm just picking up Xbox stuff in anticipation of my contractually obliged bits and pieces next year. So yes, hello GTR.
Maybe oh yeah, GTR's in. I really want to get back into car boots next year. I really enjoy doing those. I really enjoy going to them. I wouldn't mind getting a bit of footage of the car boots, but I don't really want to go down that avenue of getting loads of footage every week. It would just drive me nuts, I think. But there's no reason why I couldn't shoehorn a bit of footage into my pickups video from that week or something like that. Or that month. That could work quite well. I'd be intrigued to know whether people would want to see that. That's something. I know there's a bunch of people that do that out there, and they have their GoPros on their chests and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I haven't really thought too deeply about it, but it's something I thought would be quite cool to do. I think a lot of people got into our channel from pickup videos, it looks like. Darth Steve said the same in the chat.
Oh wow.
Pickup videos. TGS, Sunday Versus, these things. I think there's quite a few small pockets of people that have come on board from that, but they were never huge, those things, which is quite nice. And it's one of those things that we know we need to pick up again for that reason, because they got a little bit of a following in that respect.
Thank you very much for your subscription, Jack Him. I think that's the how you pronounce your name. Scared the living fuck out of me. I was nicely relaxed into the flow there. Thank you very much. Yes. So yeah, Tom says he wants to see us do some car boot videos. I'd be up for linking you, and we'll go round the car boots. You and I have very different approaches at car boots. You are the tightest motherfucker on earth. What do you mean 50p? I'll give you 4p for it, bruv. I'm like, take the 50p. It's worth £7. 4p or nothing. The guy goes, nothing. I'll give you 5p.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Mark is such a criminal when it comes to car boot sales.
You've got to be. There's no doubt. It's one of those things that when you've been enough and you've gone every week, week in, week out, and and you're there at like 5:30 in the morning. When someone tries to take the piss with the price of a game, you're just like, fuck off. I'll give you 50p. So it's happened to me a lot, and I've kind of got used to it. And I think when you came a while ago, and some guy goes to me, oh, it's £1, and I said, I'll give you 50p. You were like, what?
Yeah.
You can't do that. Oh god. Everyone came from the Wii tutorial, says Mysterious
We get
Knight.
a lot of subscribers from the Wii tutorial, and we get dozens of
Fucking hell.
questions a day on that tutorial. And you
I've
know
got a
what?
very, very funny story about that.
Haven't touched
But
my
go on.
Wii in months. Not even months,
No.
years, I'd say. Yeah, go on. What's your funny story about the Wii tutorial?
So there's a guy at work that I told about the channel this a while ago, and it was completely unlinked. We had a conversation later after I told him about the channel, and we were talking about soft modding the Wii, and I said to him, "Oh, we've got a video of that on our channel." And then he goes, "Oh, which one is it?" And I was like, "It's this one." And he goes, "Fucking hell, that's the one I used."
There you go. There you go. Jamie,
I love
world
it. It's
famous
fucking
for pirating.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Stitchy says Rocket League streams are what made me sub. Krisha Shanks says like traveling to Enfield on the first fucking tube for a rained out shithole school car boot. Yes, I did a car boot with Krisha Shanks and we picked up about 3 crappy things, and it was rubbish.
That's London
But
for
it was
you.
good fun spending time with you, Chris. So I would love it if you came down and did that, and Jamie was about as well. That'd be awesome.
That's it. That's it.
And we could film that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shall we
So
move on to our final topic then?
yes, indeed.
Which is Q&A sesh. So, guys, do you have anything to ask of Mark and I before we end this rather fun stream?
Yes, let's give that a minute to settle in.
Gemma says F1 made me subscribe. Brilliant. There you go. All that racing was worth it in the end. We got a very regular viewer in the way of Gemma.
Love it. So Cheese Knight said, I actually had 0 problems with soft modding my Wii. I actually soft modded 2 Wiis. One for me and one for my cousin. So good tutorial, Jay. It's worked well.
It has, isn't it? Project Cars made me sub, says Emprix. Good man. What a good man.
So first question's in. Tom says, favourite porn video? Not quite the topics we were looking for.
Yeah, no. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
How old are you
move
both?
off that
There we
one.
go. How old are you both? Says Mysterious Knight. 35 years
Same
old. We're
age.
the same age. We went to school together.
Yes.
True story.
Can you believe it? God. Met when we were, how old were we? 16. Am I right?
Yeah, we were 16. We were 16.
Yeah. Because I joined the same school Jamie was at for sixth form when we were 16.
And we met.
When I first met him,
Oh, incredible.
I was wearing a bright yellow shirt, I'm pretty sure. It was a YSL shirt back in those days. They were all the fashion.
I was wearing a bright yellow shirt
which...
as well. Mine was yellow and blue and said JVC on the front, and it was an Arsenal shirt. And
the banana shirt, my God.
Mark had to be sat next to me, and Mark's very first words to me were, "Oh, you're an Arsenal fan? I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm new to this school. Can I sit here?" And I looked at my friend who was sitting next to me, a guy called Tom, who we're still mates with, and we both just looked at Mark and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" New kid sits next to us, and he's a Tottenham fan. And yeah, we've been friends ever since.
What a wanker!
What a prick! Yeah, so that's how we met. Tom asks, "What's our favourite tractor?" None.
Tom, you've got to come up with better questions.
What's your favourite game you played
one...
together? Says Gemma. Brilliant question.
Ooh,
for me, and it's
wow.
one we try and play all the time when we're at Games Expos, it's got to be Mashed. Not Micro. Maybe
yes.
Micro Machines is good. Mario Kart is good. It's got to be Mashed though. That brings out the most fun from us too. Swearing, shouting, everything. It's incredible.
Yep.
For me.
Yeah. That and Micro Machines, like you said, were the 2 best multiplayer games for us.
The thing with Micro Machines is you can get amazingly good at that and just own everyone. Mashed, I think there's a very even keel with that game. So that for me, brilliant.
Definitely.
Darth Steve says worst games ever. Oh, Mark bought me my 2 worst games ever for Christmas as a joke. Superman 64 and Paperboy 64. They are genuinely my worst 2 games ever, and he bought them for me both on N64. I hate them.
What a Christmas present that was.
Brilliant Christmas present. Mark, your worst games?
Worst game ever. I mean, Superman 64 was up there. That's fucking horrendous. But I think Pit Fighter for me was fucking one of the worst games I've ever played. It's so slow, so crap. They were trying to be Mortal Kombat, It was just everything Mortal Kombat wasn't,
Mm.
and it was awful. So that's definitely up there, no doubt.
Abysmal, abysmal. What
Yeah.
are your favourite first-party Nintendo games? Says a Cheese Night. For me, first party. Oh, now this is a recent entry, but I love the Super Mario Galaxy franchise. I love all the
Yeah.
Zelda games as well. I think my favourite one, and I think it's a Capcom game as it goes. It still counts. It's first party Nintendo is Zelda Minish Cap. I'd have to put that at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Followed
Yeah.
closely by the Super Mario Galaxy series, just because it's still fresh in my mind. It's just a wonderful experience.
Mm. I just adore Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, and I never grow tired of that. I could play that forever. It's one of those games that I just know inside and out, and I played so much of it. That and Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was just, it took over my life when I was in my teen years. An absolutely amazing game. Multiplayer wise, obviously GoldenEye is that wasn't the first party. What am I talking about? So scrap that. I'm just being a dick. But Zelda, Ocarina of Time, I think for me,
Okay.
and Super Mario World. Yeah.
Um, I'm just scrolling down. Favourite car? I am not a driver, but I do have a favourite car, and it's the Ferrari Daytona, which I believe is a 365. I think it's a 1974 model. I think. As I said, I'm not a car
Mm.
guy, but that car for me is stunning. Absolutely stunning.
It's funny because you're not a car guy, but you are a car guy. Do
Yes.
you know what I mean? You're massively a car guy, but you
Mm,
just don't drive.
yeah.
I'm like the total opposite of you. I drive, but
But
I'm
you're not
not
into
really a car guy.
cars. Nah.
I mean, yeah, I got to drive one of my favourite cars ever, actually, which was really, really nice. It was one of those experience track days, and I drove a Lamborghini Countach,
Ah, classic.
which is a stunning classic ride.
Mm.
But I think my favourite car that's accessible that I never actually got was a Mark One Golf GTI.
I
I always
applaud you.
wanted
Do
one.
you know what I was doing
Always
until
wanted one.
2
Never
a.m.?
managed to get one.
I was tuning my Golf Mark One on Forza 6. I've I've ranked it up from a D class up to an A class supercar now, and it's so incredibly quick. And it's got the body
Oh
kit, it's got
wow.
a spoiler on it. It's incredibly
Yeah.
fast. It's a joy. I love the shape of it with the Clipper body kit back in the
Beautiful.
day. What a car! What a
Mm,
car! My mate had that
mm.
in my first job when I was 17, 18. He used to drive me from North London to Canary Wharf in his bright orange Golf Mark One Clipper body kit.
Wow.
Incredible,
Wow.
incredible. Um,
So low as well, wasn't it? That
yeah.
body kit. I loved it.
Uh, when are you and Tom going to a tractor show? Never. In a
Never.
sausage sandwich, do you prefer tomato or HP sauce? HP for me. In a meat,
Tomato.
in a hot meat. Wow, Mark says tomato. Mark is wrong. We know that. Cocoa Pops or toast? I'd go with toast. Mark.
Ooh. Ooh, that's quite a difficult one actually. I think might go Cocoa Pops. I think we're quite
Ooh,
opposite,
we
aren't
are
we?
very, very different people. Favorite DOS game? I didn't play a lot of DOS games, but I'd have to say
Bloody hell.
when I was playing DOS games, it would be Sensible World of Soccer, which was the first
Yeah.
one to introduce the entire world leagues. It was for me incredible.
Mm. I bloody loved that. The
Mm.
the whole management in that, managing a team, and it was my first sort of foray into football management, and I loved it. I used to play at my cousin's house. Um, but yeah, I didn't play that many DOS games either. I kind of skipped that a bit because I was using ZX Spectrum, Amiga 500s, all those sort of machines at that point. So yeah, Doom obviously was one of the early Windows
Yep.
games
Doom,
that I
Duke
loved.
Nukem.
I loved Doom. Would you class that as a DOS game? I don't know
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess so. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Didn't Pit Fighter come out before Mortal Kombat? Ask them pricks. Possibly. Avalon.
ooh,
Hello, mate. Long
that's
time no
interesting.
see. Probably missed the entire stream. Looks. Yes, I did. Yes, you did. Most annoying sound ever. I love Jim Carrey. Yes, that is the Jim Carrey most annoying sound ever when there's a new subscriber. Feel free to
Oh, is
hit.
that what the sound
Yep.
is?
Hit subscribe and you will hear it again. Scrolling down. Just want to wish you
The
both a
Tatum
great
says wood bang.
2017, says Avalon. Thank you very much, dude. You too. Jamie, when
Thanks, Avalon.
you can't talk about PlayStation, you can tell us about it next year. I don't know. It depends on my contract. What's the first system and games you'd rescue if there was a fire, flood,
Oh,
swarm of killer bees? Well, funny you should say that because
oh.
I have had that experience and I did exactly that. I had a house fire, about 7 years ago now. I was
Mm.
struck by lightning one Saturday afternoon, and I
You
got.
weren't.
No, I wasn't. The upstairs flat was, and I got everyone out. We all got out. Everyone was alive. I managed to get a few neighbours out, and we stood in the rain for about 4 hours. Fire brigade came, pumped water in from the flat directly upstairs, straight into our flat. 4 hours worth of fire water coming in. And when we finally got let in, no electricity, water all up to our ankles in our place. First thing I did, and you can ask my
Mm.
wife this, she ran in, she got her guitar, her original photograph of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and precious things and some clothes. The very first thing I did, I ran into my front room and I rescued my PlayStation 3. I didn't get any clothes. I packed up my PlayStation 3, put it in a bag. Luckily, it was off the floor
Modern warfare.
on a TV stand in the middle of the room because when the water comes down, it runs down the walls and through the light sockets. And this was in the corner of the room, away from the wall, on a TV stand, so it was completely fine. The fire brigade came in, they put tarpaulin, they moved everything into the centre of the room, put tarpaulin over it, so all the water ran down to the edges of the room and then filled up the room.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I rescued my PS3.
So
Nowadays,
lucky that that was before the game shed.
I know. Now it would be horrendous. Now, what would I
Oh.
rescue? I'd probably. I know this sounds really bad, but I'd probably rescue something current gen. I'd probably rescue something current gen. Just because I
Mm.
play them all the time. It's not that I don't love my other systems. I do love my other systems, but just because I play it all the time, something current gen, and when you're distraught, you want to
Yep.
just pick up and play something. That's what I'd do. If I had to pick a retro system, I'd probably pick the Dreamcast because then I have access to all of the games via
Mm.
some blank discs. You, Mark?
Yes. It's going to sound a bit weird. Was the question console or was it system? Because
Uh,
I think my PC is my most
System and
needed. It's
games.
system and games. My
See,
PC is my most needed piece of kit, and I would drag that out like the first thing because everything's on it. Um, I think console wise, I could replace the Wii. I could replace most of these other systems, very cheaply from car boots. So it's not a big deal. But I think my PS4 would trump that. And it's really difficult. I don't know because my Xbox One, my son can get because he plays it. I can just leave that. The PS4 is what I play in my PC. Those are the two biggest things. So I would probably pick my PC actually.
ooh, okay.
That's
Um,
a bit of a yeah.
okay. Well, one game. If I had to pick a game, I would, and this is a true story. I'd pick up. If I had to if I could only carry one physical game, I'd pick up Turtles Hyperstone Heist for the Mega Drive, and it's because it was a
Ooh,
gift
yeah,
from somebody who is
yeah.
watching this stream. They gifted that game on the Mega Drive to me, a physical copy of it. It's a very rare
Mm.
game. I would pick that up. I really treasure that in my collection. If I had to pick something else, I'd pick up Power Stone 2 probably because I really love owning that
Mm.
on the Sega
Yeah.
Dreamcast as well.
I think game wise, it's kind of I don't know whether you class it as it's a piece of hardware, but it's a game as well. Is the Game and Watch that my wife bought me? It's a
Oh
Donkey
yeah.
Kong one. A couple of years ago, I would rescue that in a heartbeat. I love that.
Okay.
Game wise, probably I've got a really good copy of Wind Waker that I would grab.
Tom asks, how many fish fingers in a fish finger sarnie? For me, it's got to be 12 stacked in between two slices of bread. True story. Have it all the
I
time.
think a standard four, if we're being honest, four fits inside of a loaf of a
No,
loaf of bread,
12. 12
a
fits.
piece of
Trust
bread.
me, I've done it
Would
a
you
lot
actually
recently.
stack 12?
I've got
Come
photos
on,
of it.
really?
Genuinely got photos of
Wow.
it. Um, let's. Although it's an overused question, I have to ask: cats or dogs? For me, cats. I've got.
Cats.
I love my cat so much. He's such a
Mm.
funny geezer. My little
We've
one
seen
just
mine
waved
tonight.
hello,
That's my
waving at
cat.
Stitchy's little one. Hello, hello, little one.
Hello.
Let's have a look. Would you lick a fresh dog turd for 500 quid? Asks Rich the Red. No, genuinely not.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't care that I've
That'd
been
be
out
more
of
than
work for 6
500
months,
quid.
but no. Hello, you two. Hello,
You
Harry
give me a
Had.
grand, I'm all over it.
Yeah, grand. What retro games do you want this year? Ooh, Gunstar Heroes, without a shadow of a
Mm,
doubt.
yeah. I want a proper copy of Super Mario Sunshine. I've got the bloody silver copy.
Loser, I don't.
I really want the black box copy.
Okay, nice and cheap for you, not so cheap for me.
Yeah.
What music do
No.
you guys like? What's your favourite album CD? For me, presently, I'm listening to The Weeknd's new album on loop. Every single song on that album is incredible. I've also recently got into
Mm.
Hopsin, who's another rapper who Tom in this stream got me into. Love him. I'm into grime, dubstep, hip hop, UK rap, a bit of UK house as well, or house, funky house, whatever you
Yep.
want to call it, and UK garage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a specific music that I listen to all the time. Very eclectic when it comes to music. I just listen to everything. But mostly garage, if I'm honest. So that pure garage album that you pointed me at recently, I love. Dubstep, I love. I love UK grime these days. After I'd listened to a whole bunch of it with Jamie on the trip to EGX, I constantly listening to UK grime. It's awesome.
Mm,
But yeah, I will listen to absolutely anything. If it's a
okay.
good tune, I'll listen to it. So
GTR asks who'd
yeah,
win in a fight between Mark and Jamie. Luckily, we've never got into fisticuffs.
yeah, and you can't punch a man with glasses, can you? So
I fucking would if it was you. um,
I'd
d- d-
set my
d- d-
Thai
d-
boxing son on you. That would do it.
oh right, okay. I have no qualms at all about punching a child in the face. That's fine then. That's all the
Oh, Glenn
questions.
Plant's in. Glenn, how you doing, mate?
Is he? I haven't seen him.
GTR says, I
Oh
like your
yes,
pink bed, Mark. Yes, that is my bed. It's clearly not.
it clearly is.
Um,
That's his bedroom.
it's
He lives on his own as
not.
well.
I
That's the
need to
worst
put
thing.
like a green, just me in this room. It's a studio flat, yeah. Oh God. I'd rescue my home theatre system before anything else, then my PC, then games and consoles, says the mysterious knight.
Mm.
Wow.
So, any last questions, guys,
Um,
before we pack it in? We've had a great stream tonight, actually. Really will.
yeah,
I'd be well up for doing this again. We'll pencil in something for
yeah.
next month as well. Maybe a month-end roundup. Who knows? But I am loving it. Yeah, it works a treat.
Yeah,
It's all going
this
well.
is great. I think we can definitely go for this moving forward, no doubt. So I think we'll put a bit of thought around it and
Oh,
what's that?
generic, weird question. Highlight of this year for you guys, gaming-wise. I'm
Ooh.
assuming. Um, wow. Um, that's a big one. Mark, for you, it's got to be getting your PSVR. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Okay.
very simple.
Um,
I think putting the bat suit on for the first time was pretty damn amazing. So yeah, that was a hell of
yeah,
a highlight.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of games that we've played at expos and stuff that have been
Nothing
really
blew us
big
away this
highlights, but
year.
there hasn't really
It
been
was
that
a
many.
poor Expo
Uh,
year because
yeah.
EGX had no Microsoft, it had no Nintendo. It was just a bit of a shitty year. Um,
Well,
gaming
let's
wise,
say he was going for.
mm,
Sorry,
no, go on.
if he was going, GTR. If you're going for a gaming or non-gaming, that's the interesting one.
Yeah,
So let us know.
non-gaming wise, it would be getting the yes, you have just got your new job, dream job for me.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
huge for me, like massive, left me
Mm,
shaking for hours. Gaming wise,
mm,
um, I genuinely maybe playing inside for the first time. That kind of blew my mind a bit. It was stunning. Don't really know. Don't really know.
Can we all agree? Meeting me was the highlight of the year, says Chris.
Oh, that was yeah. I had a wicked day out with Chris in Bristol, going retro shopping and whatnot, being shown around Bristol. That was a really really cool time. I really did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, hide and seek game. Oh, do you remember playing that, Mark, on stream?
What, rogue operatives?
Rogue operatives. That was quality.
That was awesome. That was really good.
The first time you beat
I
me at
think, yeah.
WRC6, says Tom. Clown.
Well, maybe some of that. I mean, there's lots of highlights, isn't there? I mean, even me. I started my new job this year.
Mm.
That's crazy to think. Like that's this year is. It's gone really quick, but at the same time, I've got so much done. So that was definitely a good thing.
I think hitting
So
15,000
yeah,
subscribers was a big highlight for us as well, and then hitting 16,000 within a few days was quite mental.
yeah. I mean,
Oh
we've
no,
hit
we didn't hit.
10 and
Sorry,
then
we didn't.
15 in this
Sorry,
year.
no, we hit 14,000. Then we hit 15,000 within a few days. It was crazy, but yeah,
Yeah,
we only hit 10 this
yeah.
year, and now we're up to 15, nearly 16. So that was quite cool.
Mm,
What cameras do you use for
yeah,
streaming? Are you going to upgrade them? I just use my Logitech HD webcam there when I'm normally streaming. What we're doing, we're using a service at the
yeah,
moment which downgrades our picture quality. When I'm streaming from PS4, I use a PS4 camera, the first generation of them. When I make
yeah.
videos, I use a 4K camera for making actual YouTube videos. You use a variety of shit, don't you, Mark, for your videos?
Well, I've been using my GoPro for my videos, which actually has worked really well. The microphone is amazingly good on that. It
Mm,
blows my mind
mm,
that something so small can have a really good microphone. But I use just a Microsoft Live Cam for my webcam. But as Jamie said, this is bad quality compared to what it could be if the cameras were streaming their full capability
yeah.
over this service. So hopefully for the next one we'll have a much better quality
Yes.
video for it. I'd
We've
say
already
the
got
January
things
edition.
underway for that.
Yeah,
Highlight for
definitely.
me was finding this channel. Best streamers around. No joke, says GTR. GTR's
Wow.
delusional. He's been smoking the pipe. Hmm?
He's lost the plot.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Oh God. Right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, you've
I
had
think
an
we've
extra half
overrun by
hour.
about half an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah. We were expecting 2 hours. We get 2.5.
you lucky bastards.
Obviously, it's a big one because it's at the end of the year. Talking about the whole year is we've
Wraps
done
up
quite
the
well to fit
entire
that into
year.
this amount of time.
Yeah.
Really.
I
Yeah.
think tomorrow, guys, if you want to join me on stream, I will hopefully, depending on posty, be playing Forza Horizon 3. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one, and
Hooah.
hopefully I might have a Tom with me on that stream. If not, I might
Hmm.
well be. I might try Rainbow Six Siege Terror Hunt because that is a cracking co-op game with Tom Merritt,
Mm.
the other one of our friends,
The other Tom.
other Tom.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. As I said, I'm not into work till. Oh no, shit! Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Fuck me! Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try and stream. I'm going out tomorrow night, but I will stream tomorrow day, and then you'll see me New Year's Day. You'll see me the day after. You see me basically every day
Yeah.
until next Thursday, guys. And then I'll
Yeah.
try and squeeze in
Yeah.
a stream next Thursday evening.
I've got some more Hitman to play. I'm desperate to get through the initial 3 levels of that, and then get onto all the stuff I've actually purchased out the back of that.
That'd be good.
So there is a lot of DLC for that. There's a lot of extra content because they made the whole bloody game DLC. But
Mm.
I'm loving it, and I may look up a little bit of help for it because there's a couple of bits that I'm really unsure of. But I really want to try and do it myself, which is the hardest thing to do in a game like that because you just go online, you can find out exactly how to do every level. But I don't really want to do that kind of too much. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
that's it.
But yeah, I would definitely be playing some of that. I'm hoping it definitely won't be tomorrow. I might be able to play the day after that,
One
possibly.
thing
So
I've got
I
to
will let
say,
you know.
actually, one of my biggest highlights this year is actually, I know this sounds really corny, but interacting with all the new people who've come to the channel and stuck around. We get loads of subscribers, but just
Yeah, yeah,
interacting with people who are here all the time. So a lot of you guys, a lot of people who are not here at the moment as well, but you guys know all the regulars as well. You guys are such a wicked community, and the mods as well, especially, got a shout out to them because they've kicked out a lot of the shitheads that we didn't want and kept this room exactly how we intended it to be, full of
so clean.
like-minded people,
Yeah,
clean, all with this, a cracking sense of humour, We can all have a laugh together.
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about. Don't take anything too seriously, and all just here for the gaming and the fun. And that's what we always intended. We were always community driven, and we're finally getting a community all together. And it's nice to see some of you guys on other people, other viewers' streams, and all supporting each other. And that's what we wanted, and that's what's happening. And like, I nip into some of you guys who are streaming streams, and I see other TGS viewers in there supporting them, and I've just got to say, it's so incredible. It's so good, so good.
Yeah.
So
when I pop up, I do try and jump on when I can. If it's a bit of a nightmare when I'm at work, obviously, and time zones and all that, but I love going on other people's streams, like you say, because it does. It's awesome, because there is an awesome community around this now. So I love the fact that when I do a stream, I've got a whole ton of people that have just been in Jamie's stream will continue to watch me pissing about in a game, and that's what I love. You guys, you don't care. You just want to come and talk to us and have a laugh. So it's awesome. Yeah.
That's it. I could play Superman 64, and I know for a fact a load of you would be in here. So you silly clowns.
Wouldn't matter. Play ET.
ET, fuck it. I'll play ET.
Doesn't matter.
No Man's Sky, anyone?
Cool.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Well,
we're gonna have to find the most overhyped game of next year and play it on day one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right.
Cool. Right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And
we might be done.
Yeah, we're done until tomorrow, when I'm going to be streaming tomorrow morning sometime. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll try and get another. We'll talk later on and find out when we're going to do the next one of these. It'll probably be around the end of next month. So, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you later.